Welcome to my channel, AquaStarGoddess. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a video, especially like button. So I got like a spin-off topic from my last video. And I know my last video was super quick, wasn't it? But it's okay. It's like, girl, I was trying to get in and get out, honey. And then I realized, come back, right? Like, come back. What are we doing? Okay, I know. The last conversation was maybe a little bit abrasive and a little bit like Aqua, I don't know if this is your tea. Like, I don't know if this is your cup of tea. It is from time to time. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the girlies have to just know what the girlies have to just know. Okay? All right. Now, I will say, there was a valid question asked on the background. What about the guys who are really good guys and there are girls out there who are trash? Like, and that's a real thing. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. And honestly, I'm seeing that more than ever, for real. I'm seeing some really good guys getting caught up with trash ass women. And it's just amazing. It almost makes you wonder, it's like, well, how does this happen? How do the trash ass men get the good women and the trash ass women get the good men? It's like, what happens? Like, what is mixed up in the wires? Like, what really goes down in these people's thoughts? Like, you know, it makes you wonder. It's like, is everybody looking for some sort of perfection, you know? And that could be the case, because listen, the TV makes you think that there's perfection out there. I don't know. I'm speculating. Speculation, totally speculation. Not really sure. I don't know. I'm not saying that I know. So, I wanted to address the next step forward. Is sex all it takes? We all know the answer to this question, okay? We all know the answer to this question. No. No. I guess that depends on the dynamic though, right? Because if it's a strictly sexual dynamic, then absolutely sex is all it takes, because that's all I need. That's all I require. That's all I'm looking for. I don't give a shit about your life. I don't give a shit what's going on with you and your kids and all this other shit. I just want to fuck, and that's it. Is that sustainable? I don't know that is actually sustainable, right? And here's why I don't think it's sustainable. Because throughout life, right? Like, we all have life experiences where things might happen, right? Maybe this thing is super stressful. You know, maybe this one thing is just like super stressful. And like, I just need to talk about it. And so when you go to that one person that you just, you know, y'all just fuck, and this time you have like a boatload of shit going on, and you're just like, I just need to just like fire off on everything that's going on. And so you need to talk. Then that becomes companionship to some degree, right? Because now you want my conversation. Now you just don't want to fuck. Now you also want my conversation. Now you also want me to hear you, hear your struggles, hear your pains, hear your issues that you experience on a day-to-day, right? Maybe I don't have to like add value to the conversation. Maybe you just want somebody to listen, and that's fine, right? But then that changes the dynamic from strictly sex to kind of borderline companion. So the question is sex all it takes? Like I said, I feel like we all have the answer to this question. We don't really need to have this conversation. But what happens when the dynamic changes? What happened when the dynamic changes? Then what? What do we do with that? Right? At any given time in anybody's life, you may experience challenges, changes, shifts in your life where you feel frustrated about those things. Maybe you reserve the conversations because you don't want to stress certain people in your life out about it. So maybe you don't talk to them, you know, about those things. Maybe you talk to your best friend about it. Maybe you talk to someone else about it. Trust me. Sex is not all it takes. But when somebody feels comfortable enough to like talk to you and express the shit that's going on in their life, I feel like you should definitely consider yourself to be beyond just the sex point, right? Because conversing about my life and about the things that are going on does require me to open up to you. Even if it's just about the shit that pisses me off, the shit that's upsetting, the shit that's frustrating or stressful. That requires a level of opening up, right? So, no, I don't personally feel that sex is all it takes. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because most people don't even know how to please you sexually anyway. Right? You have to go through a process of... you got to go through a whole stage of like, okay, I don't like that. I don't like this. I like that. I like this. I don't like that. Right? You got to go through a whole stage of like letting this person know that the shit that you just did just didn't do anything for me. Okay? None of that did shit. I don't feel nothing. That was not satisfactory for me, okay? It ain't working, okay? Try the next thing, all right? Okay, that might be low-key fucked up. But listen, you are like, come on, don't sit here and act like you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Like somebody might have done something, you be like, that shit is trash. What is that? What is that? That was not it. That was not the way. That was not the way to, you know, to my vaginal heart. That was not the way to my vaginal heart. Like that right there was just not it. Right? But you know, it may take time for you to really build up that muscle of like, you know, knowing what your partner likes or wants or whatever. Right? So when it comes to just sex being it, I want to know what are those components? Right? Because first off, I don't feel like sex is anything that's just draw somebody to just be with you. Like, no, it's not it. Sex is sex. It is. The thing that I think is funny, though, I do find it very interesting. I find it very interesting. That the male species thinks that it's almost as though they pretend or they think that women don't have the same abilities to just be a certain way. Considering that you're born from a woman, right? You know, like, of course, there was a male sperm involved. There was absolutely. So, you know, we can't say that the men aren't involved in the process. They are. But I feel it's very just interesting. I just think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting that men have this idea that women don't have their own desires or their own needs or their own like way of being non-emotional about certain things, you know? Maybe that is the way in which we have operated, right? But if you are given the opportunity to simply operate just as, say, a man would, and it as it relates to sexual activity, I wonder how closely women can relate to men as it relates to sexual activity. Because currently the stigma or the conversation huddles around women being like either overly emotional or like women get attached or like women can't do this or can't do that. I do agree to some level, but I also feel that there is an imbalance in the way society miscalculates. I think there's an imbalance in the way that society miscalculates like the capacity of a woman to just be very much like non-attached. Right? I think that they bet on women being attached. That's what they bet on. So it's interesting. Anyway, moving forward, tonight's conversation, we have already talked about a few things. Now, if you're just tuning in for the first time tonight, then you may be kind of curious about what the conversation is tonight. Really, I want to know, what do you think? What do you think? The conversation is sex all it takes? What did you say?
I'm the wrong nigga to ask that.
What did you say?
I move because it's the right thing to do, not because it's sex. Because when sex removed, who are you? And if you're still doing the same thing when you was getting sex, then obviously sex wasn't what was doing it.
Why you give me this look? Why you give me this look? Why you look at me like I was retarded? Like you're celibate. Why you say that?
Celibate because I told you that because I can't tell you last time I had sex. I can tell you in the last 3-4 years it's been less than a handful, so that's why I say I'm celibate.
That sucks.
So that's why I say I'm not the right person to ask that question. Is sex enough?
Well, is it? That still doesn't negate the experience that you have, though. The knowledge that you have. You're an OG at this point, right? Somebody put out like an age list. Like, no, maybe you're not quite an OG. You're like a unk. Are you unk? You're still an unk right now. Based on somebody put out like a list of like ages, and it was like, oh, you unk status, or you young unk, or you like young OG or whatever like that. Maybe it's young OG. Because I think unk was like in the 30s. Like, really? But anyway. So listen, I want to kind of just tap on this right here. First off, I personally, the way I feel is, no, sex is not enough. Okay? Because most men don't even know how to satisfy women, personally, if you ask me. Like, from what I know and from what I hear, most men, especially younger people, they don't know how to satisfy women. It's when they learn, it's when they tenure with a woman, it's when they have a specific woman that they kind of, she's like, that I don't like, this I like, you know what I mean? And they learn how to do that, and they get really good at that. And then they become better, at it. They become better at it when they get to a certain age. But I don't feel that just off top, men off rip, I don't think that men know exactly how to satisfy women. Okay. I think that takes time. But now, don't get me wrong, though. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that men can't satisfy women. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying I don't think it's an innate equality. It's like some innate ability that men have to do that. I do think that they can get very good at it. I don't even need to remind any stories of my, previous stories that I've shared with you guys. I don't even need to do that, first off. Because first off, it ain't none of your damn business. First off, I think that's just a little bit too much information to be sharing. But anyway, I don't think that sex is all it takes. I think that, it takes for two people to have some level of compatibility or some level of understanding or just some level of care for each other, right? I think that might be it too. Because you can care about somebody. What do you think? Can you care about somebody and like switch up or like change? Yeah, okay. So I think that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you care about somebody, then you might be able to like change some of your concepts or your views on how you really view things about life. Yeah, you can do that. What else do you think? I think your opinion is more valuable than mine right now, honestly.
Well, going back to what you said, before my Aqua days, before I got married for the second time, there was plenty of women that I was with that I wasn't with for a long period of time. They was more than satisfied. They would do anything to jump right back where they was at. So,
no, but I feel you.
Sorry that your experiences with Maybe you met people past their prime. I don't know. I don't even want to touch on none of that. But
You trying to hit below the belt right now? It sounds like. Is that what you're trying to do?
if I'm hitting below the belt, it's self-deprecating.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I feel like yeah, if you had that experience, then that's wonderful. But also, I don't know that that's the experience for everybody, especially all men related involved in this situation. I really don't feel like.
I've been told that I'm only a certain way because of sex.
What do you mean?
Well, you only do this because the sex this, sex that, and then when sex was removed from the equation, that or maybe even better. So no, sex is not the reason. Sometimes it's love. Sometimes it's like, nah, I'll just fuck with you like that. So no, it ain't about sex. It ain't never been about sex. Sex is a cherry on top.
So sometimes it's sex, sometimes it's love, sometimes it's
Actually,
I fuck with you.
It's actually never sex.
Never sex.
No.
It's always something else, right? Some additional component that's added to the environment.
Last video, niggas is fucking holes in the wall.
No, but that's a real
It
thing.
could be a dog.
That's a real
it could
thing.
Be a fucking a dude. So you just we're on different planets because
I'm not on that planet, but I'm just telling you.
No
That's
sense.
I read a report of that where they had like a raid of like it was a raid of what is that called? A rest area where people would go there to hook up.
I have been to many rest areas, my over the road days, and just driving.
And there was no holes in the
I've
thing, in the
never
stalls.
seen-
So I'm just making shit up.
No, because you probably read that because you wouldn't just say some shit.
Right.
But I've never seen a hole in the wall, and if I did, I would never think like
I'm gonna put my
damn it,
dick
I
in
should
there.
put my dick in there. Nigga, you'll be a fucking Venus flytrap.
That's crazy. I did read that. Now, whether it was true or not, I didn't investigate. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I didn't investigate whether it was the truth or not. But I did read it, and it was very appalling to read.
Even in my wild days, I just wouldn't fuck anything. And if I didn't really like you like that, I wasn't gonna really try to fuck you good neither. I'm about to have you.
Oh, crazy about me, and I don't even like you. You're a rat face. I don't want the rat face chasing me.
It was a bad night.
Okay, so look. I feel like ultimately the discovery here, it's not really even a discovery. Because I feel like we all kind of come to this conversation knowing what the fuck it is. Like, right, we know that there's never a situation where it's just sex. And that's what makes everything works out. But I think sex adds the value to a connection or relationship or to
Only if love is
what you bring to something, right? Like, I think it just only adds additional value. I feel like it's a cherry on top. It's not something that you just like, it just automatically, unless, right? Unless this is a situation where it's a man who's not looking for a relationship, he's going to a prostitute or an escort to get those specific services. Then in that case, it's an arrangement. You know what I mean? It's not though.
I don't understand that shit either because my hand ain't never let me down. That nigga, my hand is undefeated. I ain't never felt that desperate. Like I want to pay someone that I don't know to have an intimate encounter. No, thank you. No. That shit's retarded.
So, okay,
If I
so.
want to get really freaky with it, I'm going to add some lotion and a candle.
Oh, no, not a candle. You mean a whole ritual is going down?
No, it's not a ritual. It's an intimate situation.
Okay.
It was free. All sponsored by me.
Sponsored by me!
And goddamn it, I appreciate myself.
Oh, man. I would fuck with that. The appreciation of the self. I gotta figure something out here, though, guys. So listen, I got my nails done, okay? And let's just change subject just real quick, right? I got my nails done. Now, I don't know if they're too long for me to give myself a good orgasm because I haven't tried since I got my nails done. But right before I had my nails done, I did give myself an orgasm. It was great. But now I don't know if I should try because it's like my nails. I don't know. These are challenging times, I feel.
I'm interested to know that you gave yourself one before the nails.
What? Yeah, I did. It was like a 3 orgasm day. It was great. It was like 2 days in a row. Maybe 3 days in a row. It was like 2 days in a row at least. I was like, oh yeah, this is good stuff. But you know what I was doing during that time also, I want to be clear, like I was really focused on mindset wise, I was really focused on like abundance, gathering abundance, things of that nature. You know what I'm trying to do, guys? I really got my eyes set on the lotto. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Out of nowhere, I just had that come up to me. So it's just an interesting like concept. But anyway, yeah. So like as far as the conversation goes, guys, as far as the conversation goes, of course, to me, I just feel like sex adds value to something that's already valuable, right? Like it's not the value. And that's really what this conversation is about. Is sex the value? No, sex is not the value. Sex is just a filler. You know what I mean? Cause like Gino said, and even like I was saying, like I can give myself a great orgasm. You know? And Gino said if I had a candle, it's even better. What you say, special time? He said candles and lotion adds extra intimacy, right? Like I can feel that. I don't really use like any lubricants or anything like that personally. I don't use lubricants, but I haven't thought of the candle thing. I think maybe I'll add some candles to my next session and find out if that's like really good.
I didn't be my make so much. My shit I don't even attract myself no more. My shit like, just stop. You drive too much. You got calluses on your face.
Okay, that's not what we talk about. That's not what we talk about. That's not what we talk about.
We talk about personal sessions.
I guess. Okay, so we talk about personal sessions now. So like, why do you think that is?
Ain't nothing like them.
Is it because you do it all the time? See, that's the thing. I don't masturbate all the time. I only do it like very rarely.
You know the thing about this?
Like when I'm just like, oh my god, I'm about to topple over and I need to do something now. That's when I maybe masturbate. But other than that, like I'm usually just cool, going about my day to day. Nothing needs to be happening sexually. I'm just, you know.
We talked about this before. You having a session was totally different from me having a session.
What does that mean?
Your shit look sexy. My shit look like, nigga, what did he do? Why are you?
Yeah, but I can't see myself. You know what I mean? It's not like I can see myself having a session. So that doesn't really apply. I don't know what the relevance of that statement was. Like, what was that about? Like, how did that?
A nigga beating is mean, the woman playing with herself. One of them is sexy, and the other one is not. Why are you being so aggressive with yourself, nigga? Are you mad? Release him. He's sorry. Stop.
For real.
Shit to yourself.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, how do you masturbate often?
That's not what my shit. Like I said, all that fake shit don't do nothing for me. You know, my hand got calluses. That's not.
Maybe that's the difference. I don't masturbate a lot. I just masturbate whenever, like, I absolutely cannot not. You know what I mean? Like, I have to masturbate today because my energy is overwhelming and I need to explode in some way.
They associated prostate cancer with how many times you have sex a week.
Really?
And I don't want to have prostate cancer. So
well, what did they say?
It don't matter.
You mentioned it.
I'm just saying, but.
So they associated the number of times that you have sex with having or not having prostate cancer. You say
For men.
For men. So the more you have sex, the less likely you are to have prostate cancer. Is that what you're saying?
I promise you, if you Google it right now on your open device, it will say that I'm telling the truth.
What are the search terms?
I saw that shit and I was like, I need to give me some candles. I ain't about to have prostate cancer.
Why candles?
I want to. Hey, Angelus was like, I put a lust spell on myself.
He did.
And I was like, yeah.
He did. Is that what you thought about doing?
I need to appreciate myself more. Nigga, I don't want prostate cancer.
Wait a minute. Let me look. Okay, so what search terms did I look? Prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer and in relation to sex.
In relation to sex. Okay. Let's see. While the direct link between sexual activity and prostate cancer risk is complex and not fully understood, some studies suggest a potential protective effect of more frequent ejaculation, particularly in younger men, according to Harvard Health. However, other studies have shown no significant association between sexual activity and prostate cancer risks. So, do I need to find somewhere else? Like, am I looking at the wrong stuff?
Well, when you say young man, I don't apply.
Hey, Coco! Hey, Ivory! Well, I can pull your energy, but just bear with me a second because we're going to have to finish this conversation because, now we're off to prostate cancer and whether or not prostate cancer correlates to men ejaculation. Okay?
I heard this shit way back.
Let me see. I'm going to search.
Hello, Coco.
Prostate cancer itself can reduce sexual desire and frequency of intercourse. Prostate cancer treatments such as surgery and hormonal therapy can also significantly impact sexual function, including erectile dysfunction. Ooh. Open communication with a partner and exploring alternative forms of intimacy can help navigate these changes. That's not really answering the question, though. The question is, does more sex equal less... Hold on.
Prostate cancer.
Does more sex equal less prostate cancer?
Risk.
See, niggas be trying to find a way. They just be finding a way. No, it's scientifically proven that if I have more sex, are you gonna heal me from prostate cancer? I know you didn't say nothing like that. I'm talking about all the other people who will. So a study found that men who ejaculated more than 20 times per month had a 20% lower risk of prostate cancer compared to those who ejaculated less frequently.
That's percentage every time you bust one.
So that's interesting.
20 times, 20%.
That's interesting because the last conversation that we were having was that when men interact with women, the majority of the time they will benefit. Now, it wasn't all just about sex. I want to be clear. This could just be, but if you are definitely having sex with a man and you are definitely interacting with this man, okay, you are helping this nigga be healed, okay? You are helping this nigga be healed. So, yeah, what is going on? Like, why are you niggas having a problem paying stuff? Like, what's going on? What are we talking about here? Okay, a study found that men who ejaculated 20 times or more, like 20 times per month, had a 20% lower risk of prostate cancer compared to those who ejaculated less frequently. However, other studies have indicated that the protective effect of frequent ejaculation might be small. Okay, so it's not fully proven, I'm assuming.
Just like it's not fully proven, like you just let me put the tip in, like we both be.
That's never that ladies, children, okay, because it's really just young girls who don't know that. Young girls know that if a nigga's telling, let me just put the tip in, he's lying, okay? He is lying, okay? He will never just put the tip in, especially if you're juicy. It will always fall all the way in, and before you know it, he's going at it, and you're like, wait a minute, you said just the tip. That is a scam, okay? Scam likely if a nigga says, let me just put the tip in, okay? Just scam likely. Just know that. Scam likely calling you right now?
Scam likely.
Okay. I am seeing there is some potential decrease in prostate cancer with for men for sexual activity. It makes me wonder, are there any benefits for sexual activity for women? Sexual activity.
When women have orgasms, they lose their motherfucking attitude like 99% of the time.
Bitch, you lying. It ain't my fault. I agree. I mean, I think yeah, but does that mean that we need to have sex? Absolutely not.
Y'all got fingers too?
Absolutely. Yeah. So like listen, when I gave myself an orgasm, I floated. I literally walked in and waltzed into the bathroom, floated, took myself a shower, and you know what I mean, floated into the rest of my day. So like yeah, I mean I feel for sure, you know, orgasms are important. I will never negate the.
So the best orgasm you ever had was a solo session?
I didn't say that. Why you ask that question though? Like, why did you just implement that question as though I was saying that was the truth?
No, I'm just because I'm thinking like, man, like my best orgasm has never been because of me. I also make sure I wasn't the only one.
You see how niggas always try to slide some sexual shit in the conversation? You know what I mean? They always trying to slide some shit in the conversation. You just be sitting there like, okay. Best orgasm, Gino. Come on. Come with it.
The best orgasm what?
Best orgasm you had.
Was with myself.
I didn't say it was.
No, I'm just telling you it's not.
Okay.
I'm about to say one.
What's your best orgasm?
I'm not about to know.
Why not? You secretive and shit about your orgasms?
Your best orgasm. You go first.
Okay, I got one off the top of my mind. The best orgasm, definitely, I was taken by surprise. Okay, and this is the first and only time that I was ever like caught off guard and like I orgasmed not at will. Like it wasn't a thing that I had anything to do with. It was just bodily functions, bodily. It was the body doing what the body wanted to do at the time, and I just had no control.
How long ago was that?
A long time ago, but that was the best orgasm. It was like yeah, I talked about this recently, and I was talking about how, you know, there was a time period there was a gap between, you know, sexual activity, even any type of physical activity and sexual activity. And, you know, I said it was one pump recently, but it was actually 3 pumps, about 3 pumps, and I was through. And I curled up like a little ball. I was very embarrassed. So this is the time where I was like the most embarrassing sexual session that I've ever had in my life, right? Yeah, that was pretty much it.
If you talk about the same time I'm talking about, my dick had never been harder. It's a shame that you curled up like a ball. Because it would have been a great night. Like your pussy don't dry up when you nut.
Yeah, but still, I was so shocked at how quickly everything went down. I was just like, I gotta.
I don't even make the assumption that it was.
I have to curl up and, you know.
That it was with me, so that's probably not a good thing to do.
Why'd you say it like that? Like,
just an assumption like that, just.
Yeah, but based on some of the previous things you've said, like as if I've been with like many niggas or multiple niggas, that's just kind of.
That's not what I implied.
Frustrating. It's not even frustrating. It's just it's insulting.
That's not what I said. That's not what I implied.
Good.
But I'm not. I also know I'm not the only person you've ever been with.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I just can't be like, oh, then that's me. I don't want to come across like that.
Okay, just wondering. I was just wondering. I think that's an interesting conversation because you didn't share when yours was. You don't want to share now.
Nah, I'll tell you what. The person I had the best orgasm with, I've put up with and tolerated and been with longer than anybody else in my life.
Put up with and tolerated.
I'm,
You've
well,
been tolerating something and then putting up with something? Tell me, please explain more. I'm so curious.
I will. So, if you're with somebody long enough, it's going to be good and bad times. And through the bad times, it's going to be some shit that you're like, no, that's not even how But you put up with it, or it happened and you stayed, so you tolerated it. So it's not no diss, because trust me, I've hurt more than I've been hurt. So it's not like that.
This has been an interesting conversation. Very interesting conversation. So you didn't give the answer though. Like I gave a direct response, like a direct answer of a specific event. I don't think we got that from you. Like I'm curious.
My best orgasm was either getting rollhead in a Camaro going up to Georgia or coming back from Georgia, or a trench coat was involved. The whole excitement of just the scenario or situation.
The trench coat was epic. The trench coat was epic. And yeah, I think the roadhead was great too. It was just interesting. I mean, I can't tell you what was great for you, but I can just tell you what I thought might be interesting, you know, for the gram or whatever. I mean, not really for the gram, but you know.
So that's your question, so we have it clear. To be honest with you, I think my best orgasm is going to be my next orgasm.
Oh, shit. Well. So anyway, I mean, I feel like, yeah, like what we've discussed for sure, definitely sex is not what makes a relationship work, stay together, keep together, none of that. Not even start, right? Like, but it is something that adds value to a relationship because, you know, those hard days when you just need to just like curl up in your person's arms and then you guys just curl up in each other's body. I mean, those are wonderful. Like, you know, those are the best times. Raining outside or something, like you never know what is going on, like it just starts raining and then all of a sudden it's just a romantic moment. And I mean, obviously they're not always romantic, they're just not, there's let's be honest, it's usually just and then you're done like right real quick. But okay, let me rephrase that. What I'm saying is that usually it's not all slow and romantic and taking your time, and you know what I mean, like it usually is just not like that. It's just you getting with your person, you're enjoying yourself, you know what I mean, relaxing at the end of the day or whatever. But I think that sex personally adds value to it. And I think for me, I think that conversation's important. But I've noticed or recognized that maybe it's not the most important thing, right? Even though I thought it was, but it's really probably not. I think probably one of the what would you say for you is like the most important thing, like as it relates to like a relationship or something? I think personally, I'm just going to say for me, like for me, one of the really important things is that knowing that your person is there for you when you need them. Like that's really important.
Like trust and loyalty for me.
Trust and loyalty, absolutely, I agree.
Because if what makes it good or great is knowing that it's only mine. When it's like community or a shared dish, it's not, there's no taste is good, you know. Be eating off my plate and shit, like, I don't even like this food anymore.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think that we have kind of discussed this topic. We've discussed kind of like, you know, communication. Oh man, I forgot. I missed her comments. Shaylee's been commenting for 4 minutes at least. Shaylee says, don't talk about sex. No! Shaylee says communication. I agree. I think communication is important. I think it's really important. You know, when you're being able to talk to and communicate with your person. Time, I think time spent is so important, and I think this is one of the things that's really often missed. You know, because it's like when you live together with your person, sometimes you think you're spending time just because y'all live together, but really you're not. No. Spending time together doesn't mean that you're in the next room and I'm in this room, and you know what I mean? That's spending time. Or and you're in this room and I'm in this room, but we're doing separate things. That's not spending time together. Who said that? Who did that? Like who did that? Who did that? Who made it like, oh, if we're the same room, that means we're spending time together? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. Because your dude could be spending time, like you could be in the room and you could be just like over here doing knitting or something. He's over there in his video game. You guys have no communicate. You're not communicating about anything. You know what I mean? Like you're not tuned in, tapped in on the same things. That's not spending time together. I'm sorry. I took away with that. I was frustrated for a second. Anyway. Yeah, I think this is a, interesting conversation to have from time to time. You know what I mean? It's not the day-to-day conversation or the daily conversation that we will have. It's just it's like one of those from time to time conversations that we may occur. Oh, excuse me. That we may have. So I guess we can pull a couple of cards, like ultimately I think I won't say, first off, I want to be clear. I'm not sitting here saying that sex is not important. I think sex is very important when it comes to a relationship. But it's not the most important thing or the only important thing. There has to be multi-layers of a relationship. Multi-layers. I do. I think sex is important because I think that, when times are hard or when you guys are going through a rough time in a rough space, sex can really be the bridge that gaps. The bridge that gaps. It could be the bridge between the gaps.
So if that doesn't happen through the rough times, and you're still able to maintain or love that person the same, does it really matter?
Well, then hold on, because I didn't say sex is the most important thing, but I do believe that sex has an important element, and has an important aspect to a relationship. I don't think it's the most important thing. Absolutely not. Because what's most important is that we have our communication efforts, but we also have to have a care for each other, a like for each other, a love for each other. And then also there's those small compatibilities that are great too.
I found out you can have that stuff without sex. You still like
for
somebody,
sure, for sure.
Love somebody and not have sex. You still like want that person and not have sex with them. So it's
yeah, but you're talking about it from a post-op type thing, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, isn't that the best way to talk about it?
Not really.
No, it is, because a motherfucker was like, well, yeah, you're right. Sex is important when you have sex. But then you realize, like, well, if you don't get sex, did you change? Did you stop loving?
What I'm saying is, I'm going to think about this as I'm saying it, but I'm going to just refer to you what at least I was thinking originally. What I was thinking originally is like, if you never had sex with somebody and then you're saying all this shit.
Nah, at one point, that's your family. That's the reason why y'all had sex. Yeah, sex had to be a factor at some point. Probably for a lot of it. So I'm just saying, at a certain point, be like, well, it is what it is. I guess I'll go to a rest area and see if there's any holes in the wall.
Not holes in the rest area stalls. Oh no! Getting ready to shit like, god damn. This is where we go.
Pay these goddamn bills.
No one loves me.
Where's the closest rest area? God damn it! I heard there's holes.
I don't think that's a fair step. I feel like you be unfair and shit, trying to make a nigga laugh. That's funny as hell. But seriously, man, I feel like, okay. So you talking about, you just said, no, sex is not the most important thing. Post-op, though.
But let me tell you this.
You and me been in it. You talking about this coming 20 years off. Like, you 20 years in, so that's not true. Fair. So somebody, maybe they just started the connection. They had no sex, and just no sex for 2 years and shit like that. They feel the same. Like, come on.
You use the word post op, so let me spin it like this. I would tell you, for a couple years ago, that surgeons are all fucking overrated. Like, surgeon, nigga.
Come on, we talking about sex.
But after post-op, now I've been operated on. I'm like, thank you for saving my life.
I'm not actually talking about operations. I'm talking about the fact that after having known what the sex is like, after having periods of time where sex was present, this post-op, that's what I'm saying.
But for you to really have a keen observe what's going on, you have to know both sides of it.
Yes. What you said, though, what you said was, I don't really think sex is that important, and I can go without sex. But keep in mind, what if some people are on this side, on the pre-op section of the relationship?
They will be 10 toes down. They don't understand what the fuck you talking about.
No way. The only way you 10 toes down is because you know the sex was present and it was decent or good.
So you're saying that it's not. So we're talking about the hope of sex again.
No.
Because
no.
If you're not using holes in rest areas, it's the hope that you might have sex again because it was the most important thing.
That's really unfair. I feel like you just make unfair statements. I feel like you put a bunch of jumbled shit together just to manipulate the topic. I really feel like you do that.
But that's not. When you watch this back, you'll see I'm not. You saying post-op. I'm sitting there saying that, trust me, from a nigga who had it. Well, I was like, stop. I'm calm down. To a nigga who be like, damn, I'm here. Is this thing open? So you have to see both sides and be like, well, especially if motherfucker tell you that only way you acting like this is because you have sex whenever you want it, and then you still the same way when you don't have sex.
That's all not what we talking about.
How's it not?
Because here's the thing. We talking about overall. We talking about a well-rounded concept, right? So if there are people out there in the world before they not have sex with this person, they with somebody they ain't never had sex with, right? Can you say the same?
I would say this. I would say 90.
What y'all think? Hey, Chris Big West.
97% of people in the scenario we talking about, a lot of them be like, oh, we're not having sex, I'm out of here. But what I'm saying for the other people, like, nah, it's really not important. This is my person.
Right.
Now I'm not. Trust me, you see me frustrated.
Okay, but see that's the thing though. See, I really feel like what you're saying is great after 20 years. You know what I mean? Like you saying this, you talking about you celibate and everything after 20 years of dealing with somebody. You know what I mean? Like you have been through majority of the connection and relationship where sex was present in the relationship.
And the thing is, I was obviously worse off while I was having sex because
why is that?
I'm just saying because there's a reason why sex stopped. So I got better. Maybe I had more time to focus on things I need to work on instead of thinking I was about to rock some shit. So, I feel you. Like we say the same thing, but trust me, post-op, I can say overall, and it's not the majority of people, it's a very small number.
I just think it's unfair and an unfair assessment, right? Because here's why. Because you going off already having had sex. Sex was present in the relationship. And then sex stopped. So you can say, like, after having all these experiences, this and that and the third, blah, 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 we had sex for all this time, and I went through these things. You know what I mean? Like, you can say, oh, okay, sex is not important. But you're not taking into account the people who have not had sex. And they in a relationship. Let me tell you something. Because, like, we talk, the conversation is sex all it takes, right?
First off, I'm glad, let's start back there.
Okay.
So, I fell in love with somebody that I had never even seen physically. So, of course, sex was never it. Mm-hmm. I fell in love with the individual.
Okay.
Maybe, because it's been said, maybe the idea of a person.
Okay.
But, so, yeah, I've been in it where it was, nigga, sex was like air. It was everywhere. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was, whenever it was wanted. Mm-hmm. Remember motherfuckers saying, I'll just wait, you'll be married and the sex won't be. Nigga, that's your life. Right. So I've been on both sides of it. And I'm saying that I would agree that I'm like, nigga, we're not having sex. What the fuck is we doing here? be roommates. And then I've been on the other side where I was like, no, that's not the only thing that's not why I wanted to be with her. So you can call it post-op, you can call it whatever you want. No, sex is not no fucking factor.
I just really feel like those people who are in the beginning of the relationship and they 2 years in and they ain't never had sex and they getting frustrated as hell because shit starting to get rough in the relationship because finances are starting to go differently and they just having a frustrating time. I feel like you telling them that and they ain't never had sex before is really a frustrating thing. It's like they're about to explode.
How many years were we in before we had sex?
Okay, let's go 5 years.
From the moment we met.
Let's go 5 years.
So.
Yeah, but like this is a different thing. Like we're talking about like being in somebody's life consistently day in and day out or whatever, or just like weekly, whatever, however you start with the relationships, right? Not no long distance shit. I'm talking about just straight being a present. That's the balance.
Yeah, that's when you say not.
Okay, let's go with some long distance and meshing in with the presence. How long would that have mattered if I had come here and for 2 years you and I never had sex? Like, how long would that have added up for you?
I don't think I would be where I'm at in this moment. But I was so...
What does that mean exactly?
In this moment, because I've had those experiences. And I can be like, well, we built this over this time that even if we lose an aspect of it, I'm still gonna love you the same.
Yeah, but that's after 20 years.
Like,
and sex and all sorts of shit happening. We got 3 kids. Like,
I had to really think about it when it was like 2 years and we next to each other and we had like.
It would be like, what is this? What's happening here? Like, what are we doing? So sex does matter then, because you're gonna be like, what are we doing? Like. If in the beginning of a relationship you with somebody for a long period of time and y'all ain't had sex after a while, you'd be like, what's going on here? Like, what are we really doing?
You think that hurts more? Not having sex for the first 2 years or having sex for 20 years and not having sex for 4 years? Which one's the worst?
So you just gonna add extra years and shit on there?
I'm a born again virgin. Don't even come to me like that. I'm about to play Madonna, put Madonna on like a virgin. Touch for the very first time, nigga. And then y'all wonder why niggas come quick. Don't be mad at that nigga. Be mad at niggas that be having sex and still not quick.
Oh, man.
So you practice and you still ain't got no shot? What is you doing in the gym, my nigga? It's different, nigga. I ain't got a basketball court for like 4 years.
You a fool. You said, what are you doing in the gym?
How the fuck? You just showing up and shit. You just want to get a gold star that day. Say he arrived.
Oh, man. All right, I don't know where we got in this conversation because I feel like we kind of got veered off track a little bit. But I just want to know, final observation. Sex, how important is it in a relationship in considering all dynamics of possible relationship situations?
The position I'm in, I would much rather have sex. But if I don't, I'm not going to be like, I'm not.
That's not the right answer though, because of course you said you would rather have sex because you had already mentioned the prostate cancer and all that shit like that. So we know. So we know that you would rather, have sex. What I'm saying is we need the level of importance.
And the absence of sex is not going to change after 20 years of sex or love. Because it's never been about sex. 20 years of companionship, love. When sex becomes absent, I'm not going to change. That's because we
talking about in all scenarios in relationships, though. How important is sex in all scenarios? Including those where they're at the beginning and they've been living together for 2 years and they have sex yet.
Before the great drought, whatever it is, I would be on that. I would like, yeah, nigga.
Before the great drought?
Nigga,
bro, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if we're gonna make it 2 years living with somebody who don't have no sex. Unless we live in separate rooms, that's one thing. Living in separate rooms, okay, fine, we can do that.
And then you gotta be around sexiness.
I mean, I guess if it's like a totally unattractive person, in that case, it's good. I can just not do it. That shouldn't hurt for you. You're not totally unattractive.
That was not totally hurtful.
Okay, you're taking it the wrong way. You're not unattractive. That's not what I'm saying. It's not you. I'm thinking of somebody that's like, yeah. I don't even want to say it because it might be offensive. So I'm just not going to say it, but, you know. All right. Okay. What is going on here? So, like, we are trying to discover and determine, you know, how important sex is in relationships, you know. Ultimately, is sex all it takes? No, it's not all it takes. But now that we discovered, because that was like in the first 2 minutes that we discovered that sex is not all it takes, now we need to discover how important or not important is sex when it comes to connections and relationships. Because I said that sex is kind of important. I said that. I said sex is kind of important. Gino was like, no, I wouldn't say sex is that important. So then when I asked Gino, I said, okay, well, you don't think it's not that important? That's fine. No problem. Well, what do you think? Like, give me an idea of what that means. Like, give me like a breakdown. You know what I mean? What time of years? Well, how many years we talking here? Let's break it down in years. So you guys tell me what you think. How important is sex in a relationship? I think sex is important. I won't say it's the most important thing. Absolutely not. It's not all it takes to keep a relationship going. Absolutely not. But it's important if you ask me, because who about to be walking around life forever with all the stresses that you bring in me without no orgasm? Excuse me?
The questions we ask ourselves on a daily basis.
That's the thing though. This is a different dynamic though. We got 20 years behind us.
As always, our dynamic is different.
No, but I'm saying I was asking you this 2 minutes ago. Oh man, now you're gonna try to play me. I was just asking you
for
this.
The rest of the world.
No!
This is a different dynamic.
No!
Oh god damn.
That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying though is that just the same point you tried to make. Like, we got 20 years in, so yeah, I can give you a couple years and not having sex and be kind of cool. That's basically what it sounded like you were saying.
Okay, now, when you was in your days where, because you made it clear, I'm going to get it when I want it. I'm going to fuck your shirt up in the process. Let me tell you, say, hey, you got to chill out for a couple years, homie. I want to connect on a different level. I feel like it's all about sex. I feel like a fucking dildo.
That's not what happened.
No, it's not what happened. But I'm saying if it did
That's the Cliff Notes. There's a lot of other things in between there that happened that really definitely made that a little bit more intense. You just gave all the Cliff Notes. Or some of the Cliff Notes. Not all of them, but some of them. I'm curious. Like, I want to know. Like, I really was sitting here. I'm trying to ask you, how important is sex? What is the importance level of sex in a connection or relationship?
Right now, during a great drought, I can say sex ain't really that fucking important because my love ain't changed. I ain't went out and stuck my dick in a hole in the rest area. I don't have no side chicks. You say niggas buy prostitutes. Obviously, bitches that are giving fucking pussy away for free. It wasn't like this when I was younger. You had to have some kind of game and shit, but women is just advertising just so they can have their OnlyFans content and shit. But for me, I'm like, hey, nah, I think I'm gonna sit right here. But you know what? Let me give an allowance for what you said, Cliff Note. Also, there was a time when I was told not to come home. And I was like, oh yeah, nigga, you don't think I got some place to be? And ever since then, I'm like, she took my ass home. So maybe that's the reason why I feel like sex not that important.
I'm confused. Like, answer the question. You're going all around the question.
If sex is that important, you become a nigga that put your dick in a hole at a rest area, or you buy you a hoe. Are you gonna deal with the person that you're in love with?
No, this is true, right?
And be like, I'm good. Like,
no, but this is true. But there are men who put their holes in a hole, their dicks in a hole in a rest area, right?
I feel sorry.
I pray that I don't know those men. But you never know. Like, you never know. People don't talk about their sexual innuendos all around the world. Like, they don't just go, like, advertise and shit.
They be like, hey, if I really want to get special and intimate with myself, there's lotion and candles. There's not rest area hoes and hoes. So some people are like honest. Like even when it's embarrassing as hell.
Okay.
Am I manipulating shit again?
I feel like we're getting off topic because I feel like we're supposed to get to the point. Like
I told you, it just depends. Like,
I feel like you're not okay. Considering all dynamics, all potential dynamics.
So post-op, no sex.
Pre-op too, though. You gotta do pre-op and post-op. You can't just do post-op.
I told you. Cause
you're in post-op. But keep in mind, most people don't make it to 5 years, let alone 20 years in a relationship.
I get that, and I told you pre-op. I'd have been like, nah, nigga, I ain't without sex, nigga.
And you'd have been cheating on your 1.8 years. You'd have been cheating.
No.
So sex is pretty important, ladies, okay?
No.
Okay, come on. I'm sorry. I didn't need to cut you off. I'm not trying to cut you off, but come on. Like, we've been talking about this for a little while now.
And I'm being consistent in everything I'm saying.
Because you're talking about post-op stuff, though, but we got to consider...
You say consider
because you're talking... Listen, you're not, though. If you're talking about post-op, you're not considering people who are in relationships, beginning of the relationship, and they need to know how much time should I be waiting before sex has to be a thing. Like, you know? And really, before he says anything, I want to say this real quick. Really, it should be about how you feel about that person, for real. I want to be clear about that. But, next, go for it.
I've been on both sides of the fence. And I would say that at one point I'd be like, we're not having sex, then I'm going to find sex wherever. That's, like I said, some niggas be doing some shit. And I got to the point where...
Some niggas, while also admitting that you would have been one of them niggas if sex wasn't provided at a certain period of time, right? Is that what just happened?
See, now who's gymnastics?
I just want to be clear.
That's the gold medal.
I just want to be clear.
Stand on the stand.
I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear what's been said. I just want to know what that was just said.
So when I think this is saying, he said post-op, he said pre-op.
Okay, Dragon Rider says give a percentage. And I've been thinking about that for a minute, but I just... A percentage of the importance of sex in a relationship. Yes. There is no rephrasing the question.
What's the percentage of a relationship?
What? What?
When we first met, after not seeing each other for all these years, and then you wanted me to wait for 2 years to have sex, we wouldn't have made it 20 years. Yeah, that wouldn't have happened.
Precisely.
But the fact that after a long period of time, and it was made to seem that that's the only thing that held us together, that when it wasn't there, I became better. So...
Okay, how important is sex in a relationship? Give us a percentage.
Give me what percentage of the relationship is that? Are we on year 1? Or are we on year 20?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. Because I just said that first year, we've been living together and it's been a year and we ain't had sex. Nigga, what the fuck? Am I your sponsor? Are you an addict? You must be a sex addict and you're refraining from sex. And I'm your sponsor.
I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. Like, I feel like you should just give us a percentage of how important sex is in a relationship. Does it matter how long you guys have been together?
The percentage will change from day 1 to day 3,000.
Okay, how many years is 3,000 days?
It's not. It's so 360. It's like 10 years.
10 years.
A little bit less.
Ivory, you said 75%. I'm walking off. Y'all crazy.
This is 100% important.
Hell no. Hey. I don't even think it's 75% important. Hold on. Like, you gotta talk to the community. You gotta let them know, like, what's going on here.
They're not here for me.
Yes, they are. They like your conversation too. Oh, that's my damn. What? Oh.
That's supposed to entertain y'all motherfuckers off camera. So if there's a question, I shall answer it. And if not, enjoy the background music. Who, me? How am I entertaining? What? Dragon Rider, which is awesome and also kind of strange, but I don't know if you're male or female, so I'm trying to think like, are you a male on a dragon's back, or are you a female riding a dragon in a naughty way? I'm just that name needs more context. Dragon Rider's what? I need a concert. I mean, Dragon Rider, thank you for saying I'm entertaining, but clowns are entertaining also, and I don't want to be a clown. Aqua, Aquarius, Bay West. What's the question? How important? Like I said, it depends on where you at in the relationship. Sex. Let me tell you this. The sex. Okay. Day one is at 100%. By year 20, it's way less than that. Does that answer the question? Don't put women in the equation. Man, to you, bro.
I love this. Okay.
Well, hold on.
What I miss?
Hold on.
Let me catch up.
So, we're talking about sex and importance in the relationship. You just said women have nothing to do with it.
What?
Then
are you gay?
Sex with? Those are facts, Ivory. Sex, you know what? So how you just said that, sex is important because.
What did she say? I didn't hear.
She said, it's important because both of you really enjoy each other, and you don't want to be with nobody else. So in that sense, yes, sex is 100% important because there's only one person. I'm married. There's only one person I'm gonna have sex with, and if that's not available, I don't give a fuck how many rest areas and how many holes there are. It could be unicorn pussy on the other end of that hole, and I'm just not interested. I'm married. So sex is 100% important.
What? I'm so confused. I'm sorry. But what I get what he's saying. So he meant more so like not how important sex is to me, but how important sex is to you. Oh, okay. Like just not thinking about how I feel, none of that. Nothing about how I feel, nothing of that.
We're talking about where I'm at in our relationship and our marriage. Right now, at this point, if she don't want to have sex, I'm not stressed the fuck out. Now, trust me. Back in the day, if she didn't want to have sex, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You always want to have sex. So I wouldn't be bothered. But it just depends on where you at in the relationship.
I mean, like that, whenever we go back. I'll go back for you because I was about to turn it. Okay, I don't know. I feel maybe like I'm like left behind in the world because you guys are talking about 75 and 100%. Like that's a lot. I was just saying like how important it is in a relationship. Like I'm not saying it should be the most because we literally were the conversation was is sex all that it takes? If sex is 100% important in a relationship, then does that mean that it's all it takes in a relationship for a relationship to work? No. Like that's an important question. Now that we've said that sex could be 100% important,
but day one is important because we have not made that bond yet. The more you make that bond and you get years into it, now sex is still 100% in the sense that it's the only one we're gonna have sex with. So it's important to me that I'm not gonna have sex with nobody else. I just hope she feels the same way. You know what I mean? So it's still.
But in reality, niggas don't care, like including you. I want to say that, and not to be offensive, but niggas don't really care. Like if it wasn't,
if a woman was having sex with another person, nigga don't care.
No, that's not what's wrong.
Okay.
In the relationship, you said. You said if this is the only person I would be having sex with, it's important to me, and I would hope it's important to her, or that she feel the same.
Yeah.
But in reality, if she didn't feel the same, you wouldn't know, and you really wouldn't care.
I most definitely care. All I know is that at this stage of my life, sex is not important with me. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make the person I'm in love with feel real uncomfortable and keep on pressuring her? No, I'm not gonna do that. But it's still important.
Okay. So then, since we know that sex is important, because I feel like sex has always been important, I don't feel like we was ever on the topic that sex wasn't important in a relationship.
Well,
I want to know what percentage, like, does sex, the weight of sex carry a relationship? What percentage of the weight? Hold on, I want to get the perfect words. What percentage of weight does sex carry in a relationship?
The longer you're together, it carries less. Like I said, early on in our marriage, after, like, I can't even imagine when you said, like, you and a nigga for 2 years, you had sex. I'm like,
I can't imagine it either, but you never know. Like, you never really know. Like, so, there could be situations like that. Like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, you know? Because at my life, like, at this point, dude, if a dude really want to have sex with you, he'd be like, okay, it's been 6 months, let's get married, let me propose. Let's get married, and then boom, it would never be 2 years because the nigga would be proposing.
So
nigga would be proposing. He would be wanting to get married ASAP.
So y'all did get married because she wasn't giving it up, and then 20 years later, she's like, "Hey, I'm looking for something more than sex. So how long do you wait?"
You just said post-op 20 years in, nigga. If y'all 20 years in, nigga, you sitting down on that fucking couch until I'm ready to have sex again. Like, that's what it is. I don't give a fuck. You know, that's the funny part, because it's like, I'm not trying to say that you don't have choice. What I'm really trying to say is more so like, we 20 years in. Most people don't want to most people don't want to shift their lives after 20 years. Most people don't want to, like, uproot their lives that much. It's more about that outside stuff that we're not looking at than that. No, it's not me saying, that's right. It's not me saying, nigga, you can't do this and you can't do that. It's not that. It's more that, right. It's more that I'm rooted in this situation. Nobody really wants to uproot your life after 20 years and do all this other shit.
That's why originally I was like, sex is 0% important, because you say, well, that's post-op, that's post-op. That's why I'm like, well, we here. You know what I mean? I fuck with you. It ain't because, don't get me wrong, like, the cherry on top was great. But now, if that's gone, I'm not going to start treating you like shit. Like,
that's not, well, let's just not, we don't need to get into all the extras, because, you know, we just have a difference of opinion on some of the things here that you're saying right now. So I just rather, it's just keep it strictly on the, I feel what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, after 20 years, it's not that important that you would just dismantle your connection. Is that what we're getting at? Is that what you're saying? Because, like I said, the reason why I feel like it's not even a thing of this, it's just more so, most people, after a certain period of time, they don't have the desire to just do all of this uprooting, all this shifting, all this changing in their life. That's just the fact. Like, we can sit here and argue all day and all night. Now, that doesn't mean that some people may not. That doesn't mean that there are going to be some people who won't. But the majority of people just don't have the desire to do that at a certain point. No, I don't agree. Okay, so let me go back, because I missed all the comments. I missed all the comments. After a deeper connection, it becomes less important, Dragon Rider says. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
Okay, Dragon Rider, he says that that's exactly what he's been saying this whole time. So Ivory says, but you should communicate your feelings about your sex life. Okay.
And if you communicate them to your highest capabilities, and it's still a strong no, then what does that communication do for your life? So we are where we are, and I'm still fuck with you. So 100%, it don't even fucking matter.
I feel like we gotta reset, because, like, I feel
am I coming off as an asshole? Be disrespectful?
No, not as an asshole, but I really feel
I'm just saying, like, hey, I've lived both lives, and I'm sitting there telling you, like, once you get to a certain point, like, okay, we ain't having sex, then still fuck with you, nigga. We still here. We got these kids. We gonna raise these kids right. I hope you're not having sex with nobody else. I'm not gonna be like Norbit. I'm not stressing like that, my nigga. I'm good. Like,
okay. I am totally.
You the one. I walk in here minding my goddamn business.
You did. You definitely did. And it was me. It was me. It was definitely me. Okay. Like, I will not deny it was me. It was me. It was me. I just think I'm just so shocked right now. Like, and I wasn't supposed to be, but it's just.
One thing about me.
Maybe it's the acceptance that, you know what I mean? Like, it's the acceptance that if you really wanted that you're willing to accept not.
What, not
just because we have these kids.
No, it's for 20 years I had an abundance of sex. And to be honest with you, I had so much sex. This part in 3 strikes you said, I'm about to have so much pussy here, so much pussy I can make a pussy pie. That was my life. I could have made a pussy pie for my wife. And I wouldn't say I was not unappreciative, but I didn't show the gratitude that maybe I should have. So now that it's not there, like, nah, nigga, I remember the pussy pies. So I'm not gonna switch up on you. Now, I will say this, the transition period might be a little bit rough. It might be a little frustration, a little anger. And then you get you some candles, some lotion, and be like, that's still my baby. Any more questions?
Wow, I don't know that I had that. I'm still confused about what the percentages of how important sex is in a relationship, regardless to the dynamics, regardless. And I don't feel like we should be including time period pieces in there.
Why?
Because there's some people who are not time period. Like, some people are just in a 1 year, 6 months relationship. 2 months.
6 months in, it's probably close to 100%.
Really?
Yeah. Because we're not even connected. So we're supposed to be 6 months in, we say together.
I am just off, y'all. I'm realizing I'm off. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, look, y'all are telling me these numbers, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I am off. Like, because my numbers are at 33%, okay?
Thing is, at that
33%, right?
You get to know that person, what they like, what they don't like, the personality. And part of that, a big part of that is also the sex. At that point, you don't have no other way to show that person. Well, for a man, let me say, you have no other way to show that person how much you love them.
I'm just confused because here's why. Sex is extremely important to me. You just talked about how you had pussy pie. Like, there was times where he was like pushing me away. Like, we don't need to have sex right now. Like, I'm good. Sex is important to me. But I'm at 33%, and y'all talking about 75 to 100%. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what else am I missing?
But when you have so much pussy, you gotta push it away. Yeah, that level's not that high. So
I'm still confused.
Yeah,
these numbers are not adding. Like, these numbers are not calculating. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing for me right now. I'm just confused. So I need help. Like, y'all help me understand. But you were younger. I don't think my sex drive is. Okay.
What happened?
None.
I don't even know what's happening right now.
Nothing's happening. Let me go back because I missed a lot of comments. So let's see. Yes, for sure, people can get bitter. Who's talking about getting bitter? Wait, what I missed?
It's probably about sex.
Okay.
So, is Dragon Rider a dude or a woman?
I believe that Dragon Rider is a male. Is that true? So, hold on. Shaylee's tapping in. Shaylee says sex is one of the most important things in a relationship. Like, I have never said no. I agree. I'm just trying to say, like, can we break this down in like a percentage? Like, how important to a relationship is sex based percentage wise? Like, percentage wise.
A new topic. what's the percentage of if your spouse does not, or yeah, I don't even speak for married people, but let's say a relationship, they're not interested in that at this moment. Is it that important to you that you're gonna just throw it away?
I think that that's only something like if you're tenured.
No, you just said a motherfucker was living together for 2 years, they didn't even have sex. That's not tenured. Go, leave. This is not a good sign. This is the honeymoon stage. She should be out. You should be making pussy pop pies. If she's not,
Say go, leave.
Get out. It's a new Jordan. Get out too.
Okay, ladies,
Jordan.
coming to the point that don't ever move in with this nigga. Okay, just get your own place. He can come over to your place. You go over to his place, but don't move in together. Okay, that's what we discovered.
Nigga, 2 years. Like,
Shaylee said 98%. I'm just so confused because, like, here's what I feel. Like, I don't feel that sex should be lacking in a relationship. I feel like sex is very important to a relationship.
okay, like I said,
Very important. Like to the point where, like, I don't mind doing sex daily or every day or like every once a week.
Or blacks. I don't mind doing sex. It sounds terrible.
Yeah. The blacks. Yeah, that's what he said. I'm like, really? Y'all niggas just gonna let them say this and be nobody gonna say nothing about this, huh? Nobody gonna check them. So what are we gonna write up? The whites. You know, that's so funny. It's like.
So you saying that?
I think sex is important.
You said sex was not important.
No,
listen,
I didn't say that.
You said it's not that. You said 33%. So
no. Hold on, because don't misunderstand me.
You said 33%.
I did not say that sex is not important. But what I was saying was, I am confused because to me, sex is very important. You previously said that you had pussy pie, so there was no issues with sex.
So
and then they talk about 95. Shaylee said 98. Somebody said 100%. I'm like, wait a minute. Where's my lines? Where did I go wrong?
When you was providing enough pussy for pop pies, and I was like, I'm not interested in sex right now. I really want to get to know you.
You never said that. I just want you to be clear. You never one time said that. You never ever said that. You never said that. That is a lie of the century. Like, you never said that. It's a hypothetical lie. Because you never said that.
So if it happened though, how much would sex mean to you then? How long?
Sex is important to me. Important to me. I don't give a shit what's going on with you. Sex is important to me. Like, I want you to know this. Okay? Let's be clear. Sex is important to me. I don't give a shit what you feel, thoughts, none of that. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
The other day about narcissists.
I mean, that's cool. I'll be fine. I'll be fine with accept the responsibility that might be the case right now. Sex is important to me. Okay?
So it's more than 33%.
Well,
like I said, when you're providing enough pussy for Popeyes. Not now. But back then I was like, nah, I'm just...
Why do you say not now?
I want to get to know you the better.
Y'all feel like all that shade he's throwing at me? You see all the shade that's coming from that side of the room? I mean, maybe I'm not giving the right numbers to it. Sex is extremely important to me, but it's not more important. What is it not important? More important than compatibility? Yeah, because I ain't having. I just don't see it like being with like a nigga who I just can't vibe with. Like, nigga, you are trash. Like, you know, like that's the thing. I gotta think about this because like y'all got me thinking because y'all numbers ain't adding up to my numbers, and sex is very important to me. Like, I never had a problem with sex. Like, sex ain't never been an issue. Like, so I'm confused. You know, because I'm like, oh, 33%. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking sex, finances, communication, you know, like these are the things that are important in a relationship. Compatibility, you know. I'm confused. I'm literally confused right now.
My whole thesis of the situation is the longer you're together, the less it's important. Because you already have established that connection. When you had enough pussy for a factory of pussy Popeyes, you didn't have to go stick your dick in no fucking rest area. Oh. So you
didn't have to stick your dick in a rest area hole. That is a classic statement.
Because you said that.
But it was a real thing I saw.
I need you to fucking link.
Let me find it.
Link it to the fucking chest where we all can read it together. About these 6 individuals. These are the
had sex. That's these guys. I guarantee you. His name is Wilson.
Oh no, not Wilson! Don't say Milton, please. We had a hurricane named Milton. I just can't take it. My butler still need to be Milton. Okay, I've decided my butler's name is Milton.
Milton sounds like a Haitian or a Jamaican.
Don't make anything else worse with Milton's name.
He saw a white girl and he was like, "We're gonna be together," and now he's in a fucking rest area because it's been 2 years and they haven't had no contact.
Sex holes. Okay, I'm gonna.
Mike, and something came up.
No, not yet.
No, it was his turn.
I'll do my first search term. Okay, let me see what the comments say. Do you mind checking the comments for me and kind of like shouting the comments out so I can still do this search? Because I really want to find this research here and find out where that was. Because that did happen. California rest stops, glory holes. Hold on. What is this about?
My favorite line, I got a headache or my stomach hurts.
Bisexual playground is a great place to discover glory holes in your area.
They care about.
Wait a minute, they call them glory holes.
Oh, they got porn doing that shit.
What?
There's porn, like this is like a porn.
So there's a hole in the wall and somebody sucks it or fucks it?
Yeah, but you can see both people though.
So why you acting like I'm talking some shit that ain't real? When I just looked it up, you like, oh yeah, that's some real shit. Like what?
because it's a porn. You know it's a
it says rest stop.
But the thing is, an unknown glory hole, nigga, you just stick your dick in.
It says rest stop glory holes on I-75 South.
That's crazy.
No, you can't. You just literally told me, oh no, that's a real thing. That's porn stuff.
Yeah,
so you cool with that term and that concept. But it's just the fact that it's rest areas, random rest areas. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, what?
It sounds
how?
It sounds like a fantasy. I was thinking about the area, it's going to be a pretty ass woman, it's going to be something.
No, this is crazy.
Not I'm going to a rest area and there might be a fucking goat.
Wait, no. What?
There might be a trucker that's gay as hell and horny.
I mean, that's the intention. They got the holes in the stalls. And they put their dicks through the stalls, and then some random person on the other side of the stall fucks it or sucks it, period.
I could be a virgin.
Yeah, but when I mentioned that, you act like you didn't know what I was talking about. But then I said glory hole, and you was like, oh yeah, that's not a big deal.
No, I'm not.
What the hell?
I never said it wasn't a big deal. I said I've seen
yeah, I heard about that in porn. It was like...
It's a porn genre. But it's not like... on 75, and it's just niggas is gonna stick their dick. It's
still a concept.
Maybe it's based off reality.
No, but I'm saying like if I'm sitting here and I'm talking about okay, there's a hole in the wall and dude suck or fuck it.
That's crazy.
Why would you not correlate the two? A glory hole to the stalls. Why would you not relate them
because
to?
You're meeting the actress and oh you're a pretty young lady. Oh you gonna be on that side of the dick's about to come through. Check. Like payday, nigga. Yeah, but not knowing, like, you ain't meeting the person on the other side.
Exactly.
That sound like glory. That sound like... you have 99% chance of something bad going on. You stick your dick just in a random hole, you don't know who's on the other side. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it alone. Anyway, there's peepholes found, man's bathroom in the rest area. Like it's so many headlights. It's glory holes. It's rest stop, truck stops, and glory holes. Part 1. Gay cruise rest areas, porn and sexual homosexual videos. Rest areas, peepholes found in men's bathroom. It's just like everything is here already. I don't need to like go further. Like honestly, I won't click on none of these links because I don't want to be traumatized in this way.
Can you imagine being a heterosexual man? And you go on a cruise, and you think it's a single cruise and shit. And you're like, why is there so many dudes?
Why is there a hole in this wall?
Oh, let me put my dick in it.
No, that's the problem. And then the thing that no, it's even worse for the ones who like, let me put my ass up to this hole.
God. Stop.
No, you wanted to discuss this because you told me to look it up. I've looked it up, and now we both have been traumatized because this is bullshit. You said you saw it on porn.
It's a published article. Yeah, it was a porn. You saw a girl beforehand. And now you talking about just random dudes on I-75 like, let me go pee and wake up a little bit. Oh shit.
Oh, let me just put my ass up against this hole in the wall. God, that's crazy as fuck. Like, but it's still something that has been occurring. that still does not relate at all to what we're talking about here.
What's the definition of it?
Shaylee said, what the fuck? No, seriously, Shaylee. Let me see. So if I have ever with somebody, I wouldn't... Wait. Let me go back. If I was ever with somebody, I couldn't have sex with them. The relationship would be over. Okay, so Shaylee says it. Shaylee says, listen, if we ain't having sex, fuck you and your mom. Okay, I don't give a shit about your mom. Don't bring her over for lunch. Don't bring her over for Thanksgiving. I don't give a shit about none of y'all. Okay?
Fuck Mother's Day. Fuck you and your mom.
Fuck Mother's Day, huh? Like, Shaylee just said that, okay? And to be honest with you, I think after a certain period of time, I agree. Like, this is the thing. Okay, so like, what then? Okay, let's shift real quick, right? Just briefly to bring us right back to the topic, right? So like, what is the time frame that is acceptable to not have sex in a connection with somebody? Come on, because we're talking about this now. Because look, Shaylee even was like, listen, if we ain't getting down, I don't know what to tell you. Like, fuck your mom and your Mother's Day gift. I don't give a shit about none of y'all. Like, if we're not fucking and we're not having sex, it's not gonna work. Now, like I said, sex is important to me as it relates to a relationship and a connection with somebody. It is. But now we need to discover, how long can it be? Like, what's the time frame? We talking 2 months?
Nah.
We talking 6 months? We talking 2 years? Now I think we already discovered 2 years is definitely a threshold. Like, nah, ain't nobody waiting on 2 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. 2 years. That's a long time.
So what does it say about the person who waits longer than 2 years after being tenured?
I don't think it says anything about somebody for waiting longer than 2 years. Honestly, I don't. I personally, for me, I don't think it says anything negatively about somebody who waits 2 years to be with somebody, because obviously, to me, if you wait more than 2 years to have sex with somebody, that means that you really like that person. That's just it. To me, that means that you really into that person. So then it's not even really, you know what I mean? Like, you won the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this point, you won the game. Unless you waited more than 2 years and then you have sex and then you was like, this sex was trash. That would be a tragedy.
After 2 fucking years, how are you mad about the sex? Everybody's out of practice.
Okay, I feel what you just said. I thought you flipped it. Like,
So
everybody's out of practice. No,
You
but
thought I was gonna see? I'm not these things out. I'm not here fucking. Now the problem is,
he said everybody's out of practice,
sex,
though.
After sex, after 2 years, and this nigga is at the best he's ever been. Like, nigga, what the? Where you been practicing at?
Right, you've been doing a little bit too many. You've been doing a lot of these little great gay holes or whatever they call them. You've been hitting them gay holes at the goddamn rest areas, haven't you?
Terrible.
Okay, so look, what do you guys feel? The suspense. So while still on my healing journey, okay, let me go back because I missed some things. So Ivory says 1 year. Let me go back because I think I missed some things. I said 40%. So Dragon Rider says 40% is the percentage of, you know what I mean, how important sex is in a relationship. I said 30% for 33%, which to all of y'all was the lowest rating. And I want y'all to be aware, like, I am not, like, I don't hold back. Like, I'm not holding.
After 15 years, 33% is about right. You know what I mean? On the first year, like, no, nigga, hopefully it's way. Because the thing is, you say 33%, but that nigga was trash for the whole first 2 years. How much was sex important then? Like, you're not even with him no more, so it's obviously 100% important. You're not gonna be with nobody you're not sexually compatible with.
True.
So it just depends on where you at.
True. That's a real enlightening thought there. Because no, somebody that you're not sexually compatible with, somebody that didn't satisfy you for 2 whole years, girl, bye. Yeah, I don't think you're making no 2 damn years. You'd be like, goddamn, after the third time, oh no, this is the most.
Let's say you're satisfied for 20 years, and then the person that you're in love with, you build a family with, is like, I don't want sex to fuck up my focus. I'm trying to do other things, and that's not where my focus is. You're gonna be like, okay, I mean, that sounds genuine, you know?
Yeah, that's different though.
But exactly, because you're years in. So you'll wait longer than that. If you're 20 years in, and they be like, hey, I feel like, you're a negative person. Your energy is bad when we have sex. I just want to take a break from see if things get better. Oh, all right. So you'll wait long. Like I said, it depends on when you said tenure. That means everything. The longer it goes, the less it means. It's not important, but it's not like, oh shit, she can't please me, or nah, nigga, I'm good.
These are different scenarios and circumstances. Like,
We're talking about overall relationship though.
Yeah, but you're mentioning other stuff. You just mentioned tenured. You just mentioned somebody that's tenured with satisfactory sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a difference. You could be with somebody for a certain amount of time and the sex wasn't that satisfactory.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? So like we done mentioned multiple different things.
Why did you stay so long? Why did you wait after your tenure shit?
Love. See, that proves to me. No, that proves to me that what you just said ain't true. You said, and you definitely said that when you love someone, sex is not the most important thing. That's what you said in the beginning of this conversation. Now you're like, oh, if sex wasn't good, but you love them, that's sad.
But you also said that if somebody's not getting you off in the first couple of years, you're not going to be with them. So how the fuck did y'all make it that long? It wasn't love, babe.
That's how you make it. You make it with somebody who got bad sex because you love them. That's the only way you make it. Love. I loved you and your sex has been trash the whole time, but I loved you enough to stay. So your statement is really not valid. Maybe I'm wrong. Come on, collective. Hit us up. Shit. I say that, but there are obvious circumstances that can affect it, like Daniel being locked up. Well, shit. That's real shit, you know? But come on, collective, tap in right now, because this is a serious one right here. Because here's my thing. When we first started talking about this, Gina was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like when you with somebody and you love them, if y'all don't have sex for a certain amount of time, it's good because you love them, right? But now we're literally talking about the exact opposite type of thing, which is not really totally opposite, but it's basically, he said, okay, well, if you with somebody that you didn't enjoy their sex, how did you make it? Wait, hold on. Because you mentioned love in the beginning. So how is it different? How is it different? If you didn't enjoy sex with somebody, but you stayed with them because you love them, how is it different from not having sex with somebody after a period of time of being sexual?
I'm trying to wrap my mind around it.
Because you love them.
I can't even imagine falling in love with a motherfucker that didn't even satisfy me. Like, that don't even make sense. Like, how do you fall in love with a motherfucker that don't even meet your needs? Like, that's not even love. Like, you know, we have to please each other in all ways for it to be like really love. And you talking about a union, like that shit's like crazy. Like, no, trust me, we would have made it past, we would never got married. I would never marry you out of love. Like, no, because I know I'm a cheat. And I don't want to cheat. So no, that don't resonate with me.
I feel you.
But
no, I do feel you though. No, I feel you what you're saying, but it was a little abrasive at first. Like, hold on, because you just mentioned
it's people out there like that
that will be with somebody that they not really satisfied with.
Yeah, I could never. I've been around women who got good. Hey, I don't give a fuck if you sitting on some gold. They ain't gonna make me spend my fold. You give a fuck if your lights get cut out and your babies is cold. You know?
That's terrible. That means that you don't care about the people that you're fucking. That means you're fucking somebody you don't care about.
Yeah, no, because
that makes it okay. All right, you really gotta get.
So,
I was fucking with you. I was really serious, but I was fucking with you at the same time because you gotta think about that. What happened if you got a daughter? Like, come on, you can't just be all like that. Y'all niggas cannot just be like that, knowing you got kids and daughters and shit. And you're like, oh, I can just treat a woman like this, but you don't expect your daughter to get treated like that. You dumbass niggas, you gotta get that shit together. I don't like that shit.
So, if I just met a chick at the club and
you fucking her. Problem already.
Maybe she was a beefcake.
Nah, I didn't fuck the beefcake, and the beefcake didn't get fucked. So you causing problems already because you fucking somebody that you just met at the club, period. That's the problem.
Person?
Excuse me, what?
So, one night stand is just a fictional thing. So people have
no, one night stands are not a fictional thing, but should you be doing that though?
So if somebody no. The fuck is this? All
right. Let's go back. We can go back because I get it. I'm being a little extra. Okay, look, I feel like y'all shouldn't just be out here fucking anybody. I just don't feel like that. I feel like y'all need to get your life together and stop doing that shit. But okay, I get it. Sometimes a one night stand can happen.
Maybe niggas need to practice in the gym so they not with somebody who marries them and in love, and because they in love with them, they sex is trash, they stay with them. Maybe that's why they in the gym like that.
These niggas got muscles in the neck right here. You know what I mean? It's like, ah, damn, why you got muscles right there? Is you a bodybuilder? I'm just working out because I'm frustrated because I ain't having sex at the house. This is it. I'm not getting what I need at the crib, so I'm coming here to work out. They got muscles right here and shit. Look, okay. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go back on the comments real quick. Check out the comments real quick. I'm gonna thank you guys so much for tuning in, for tapping into this conversation. You know, it's been very interesting. It's been very, very interesting. You know, Chris Big West says y'all need to get a podcast. Okay, she says y'all need to get on the podcast ASAP. Now, I think she deleted that. She might have deleted that comment, but she definitely said y'all need to get on a podcast. And I agree. Because I feel like we need the podcast mics just to make the more emphasis. You know what I mean? I feel like we need the emphasis of the podcast mics. Okay?
I promise you, it will not be no characters. It won't be no 607 or Charleston White. It's going to be real shit.
That doesn't need to be said. We're characters are all on our own. We're ourselves.
That's what I'm saying, but it's not going to be made up. The shit that's being said is from the heart.
Yo, 607 Unk is hilarious. At the same time, I do not think that we should pass up and like overlook what he's saying. Personally, I think that we should not overlook what he's saying. Because some of the things that he's saying are things that are worth looking at and considering. Even though he act like a clown while he's saying them. Making all these funny faces and shit like that. All that's cute. Sometimes that's a part of the persona. Because they have to tell you the truth. They tell you the truth in your face in plain sight. But they make it look funny so you don't take it seriously. I think we should pay attention to what he's saying. Because some of the things that he's saying, I really feel like some of the things that he's saying are just truths that are coming out that have not been spoken out, that need to be spoken out in order for certain people to, you know, bypass their karma. Let me not go there. Too much. Too deep.
Take a break. Why you not going there?
Too deep.
I want to say, now that I know the Dragon Rider is a guy, all I can think about is Donkey. Because Donkey and fucking Shrek, he had kids with a dragon. Like, nigga, that's dope. You riding dragons and shit, nigga. That's superhuman type shit, my nigga. Dragon rider, like, this nigga is gangster without saying he gangster.
You said I think about Donkey because Donkey had kids.
His kids can fly and blow breath and still look like his ass. Like, nigga.
He said Donkey had them kids with a dragon, nigga.
Yeah,
like, your kids can fly.
I'm gonna be like, hey, unicorn had
that's real shit. Like, nigga, your kids got wings, nigga. That's some shit. Nigga, that's some real shit.
That's the male part. Because if it was a woman, I'd be like, you out here riding dragons and shit. It wouldn't be so cool.
It wouldn't be, because it'd be like, I ain't no dragon. What I'm gonna do with you?
This nigga had hot breath and you let him eat you out. Like, dude, that's dangerous. You're gonna be burning.
Stupid.
It's free clinics, I get it. But you burning. But nah, this nigga cocking a dragon. Like, and you rode her? Like, y'all traveling. Where you wanna go, baby? God damn it, she got wings. Say that shit again. Check out this hot ass breath. Nigga, I'm about to burn your bitch ass. You gotta be on your toes. Thug life.
It's not something you can totally quantify, but it is important. It's a kink. What's a kink? 1 year. Okay, so we got all sorts of things in the comments that came through as we were having this conversation. First off, I want to just say thank you to everybody who's tuned in tonight and appreciate you for your input, for your comments. You know what I mean? For you trying to like help us round this conversation up, because ultimately we're not just having this conversation for ourselves. We have this conversation for everybody to think. Listen, whether you're drunk or high or just sober, doesn't matter. We don't discriminate about what state of mind you're in right now. Okay?
Actually, I'm judging. If you wide-eyed right now and it's Friday,
and it's at least 1 o'clock on East Coast. The fuck are you doing with your life, nigga?
So he's judging you if you're not.
Why you wide-eyed?
If you're on the East Coast and you're not.
Are you a police officer, sir?
he
Or you
said,
at work right
he said
now?
if you on the East Coast and you not high or drunk or something, he don't understand what's going on with you right now, okay? But I don't agree with that sentiment. I say you do what you do, okay? I'm not judging y'all for how you feeling. But anyway, we've got a lot of comments here about something 6 months to a year. So while still on my healing journey, oh Lord, while you're on your healing journey, I don't know that you should be having sex, or should you? What do you think? Do you think that sex should be part of the healing or not a part of the healing process? Let's get into that. Y'all didn't think I could transition like that, did y'all? But we got it. What do you think?
From what I understand, during a great drought that's been ongoing, sex is not part of the healing process. I understand that. Heal, baby. We'll heal together. And hopefully we come back together. And sex will be way more important than it is at this moment.
I feel
like my co-host is a fucking asshole.
Are you done? You good? You said everything?
I'm the asshole.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I'm just asking you, is you good? Did you get it all out? Did you round up your statement there? Because I do feel like...
request, I asked for a song like...
Oh, what you asked for?
I'm Coming Out remake.
I'm Coming Out remake. Let me see.
More money, more problems.
I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show.
Coco, baby, that's fucked up.
Oh,
But also, I understand.
What's the song called?
More money, more problems. She said my guy best friend did a girl for 6 months. The girl made him wait, and he finally had her on an intimate level. He hated it and broke up with her. No, that's justified. You made me wait for 6 months, and you got sandpaper pussy?
You're an asshole. That's what you sound like right now. You sound like an asshole.
My dick is I should just went to a fucking
You
rest
sound like a
area.
fucking asshole right now.
Her
That's
best
what you
friend.
sound like. I can't believe you said that.
You can't say that to me because you don't got sandpaper pussy.
I don't give a shit.
No.
You sound like an asshole right now.
Let me put it quickly. Imagine niggas say I'm about to eat you out and start rubbing you with sandpaper. Are you staying?
I gotta pee, asshole. You're a fucking asshole.
Are you staying?
You're an asshole. I gotta pee now.
Sandpaper pussy ass. Hey, that nigga was smart as hell. You gonna make me wait? You gonna let me see this bullshit on the first night? We gonna save 6 months. God damn it. Tell me I'm an asshole. No, sandpaper pussy is a real thing. It's a song out. Now, women don't understand if you got sandpaper pussy, but imagine if you don't got sandpaper pussy. It's waterfalls. And then niggas like, hey, I'm about to lick you. This nigga tongue feel like the fucking desert. Like, nigga, have you been eating sand? The fuck is you doing? You a camel?
Shut up right now, you asshole. You are
fucking
an asshole, is what you're saying.
You been licking
Look,
sand,
I
you come over here and try to
fucking
eat my
made my
pussy?
chair ruined and everything.
Sandpaper tongue ass nigga.
Shut up. Who asked that goddamn question? Who asked that damn
It
question?
was Coco just saying about her best friend. That nigga's solid.
Shit.
She ain't shit.
Spit on everything now.
Sandpaper, but sad. That nigga's like, I'm good.
No good. You got a whole song called Sandpaper Pussy. Oh man. I spit on everything. This is terrible. This is not good.
I think it makes like
What was the question?
nah, it wasn't a question. She was talking about her best friend. Her male best friend. That's with a girl for 6 months. She made him wait. They had sex. It was terrible. It was sandpaper pussy, and he broke up with her. She was heartbroken.
Of course she was heartbroken because
You
you
had
asshole waited
Why the
for
fuck
6
would your
fucking months just to
sandpaper-
break up with her after we have sex?
For
You
one,
asshole!
no. I didn't break up with you because you had a sandpaper pussy. I broke up with you because you make bad decisions.
How do you not got no lubricant? You know your pussy is like.
No, that's not what happened. Like maybe she didn't know what to do. Like maybe she was like new to this. What do you guys think? Coco, come on. This is your scenario here. Like, we need to know. We need details. We need details, Coco. Because you didn't turn the whole monster out of Gino right now. Because he's like turned into a whole male chauvinist.
I experienced sandpaper pussy in my life, and I just know that feeling. And I was like, no. I couldn't even imagine waiting 6 months. I'm glad that shit was revealed early. Like 6 months, my nigga. You know how many meals I spent? Like, this is horrible.
No, you said you wasn't spending no money anyway, so in 6 months you ain't spent shit. That's why, according to what you said, so it ain't making no sense. You're not adding up right now.
That's not her best friend, though. I'm just trying to, you know, go with what they said. You gotta look at like, you see, I'm an asshole. Like I said, if a nigga, you been fucking with a nigga, it's like, nah, babe, I just want to really get to know you. This nigga all cut, chocolate and shit, beard on point, and he go lick you. And like, nigga, did you just come out the desert? Are you thirsty? Why does your tongue feel like a sandpaper? Why are you scraping me right now?
Okay, so listen.
You gonna be like, oh no, I love you. It's 6 months invested. You're like, nigga, get the.
I feel like that's something you can discern from like certain things. Like, okay, from a woman can figure out whether or not a man is going to be a good eater by kissing him. That's what I think. Now, can a man find? Is there a way that a man can determine if a woman is a good, you know what I mean? If she's good, got good pussy or not?
No, you can't. To be honest with you, I'm gonna speak for me. I can't speak for no other dudes. It's how you feel about the person.
Don't bring that bullshit in here, because you just literally just turned into a whole asshole. Talking about you made me wait 6 months for sandpaper pussy. Like, that is tragic.
I would be so
the way you changed from, oh, it's okay, I don't have to have sex, to now it's like, oh, no, I'm going to wait for 6 months for sandpaper pussy.
No,
like, what?
I jumped in the energy of her best friend.
What'd you say?
I jumped in the energy of her best friend.
Oh, you said fuck all that. This is all no fuck giving it, huh?
Like, I can imagine it, but that's not my situation. I'm just saying, I can see that nigga's like, yeah, it's not gonna work. Sahara. She's like, my name is not Sahara. All right, Sarah. Oh, desert ass, pussy ass nigga. Be gone.
Maybe it was a desert pussy. Maybe she just didn't know how to move properly. Okay, come on, Coco. Why was the pussy bad? We need to know. Like, we need to know the details.
She said.
Hold on, let me look, because I didn't see it.
He said it was loose and it stuck.
Oh,
no. So you got garbage.
Oh no.
Garbage smell pussy.
I'm sorry. That's terrible. Don't do that. Ladies, let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me go back to the comments. So wait a minute. Because I'm like, I can't believe what Gino says. Because, you know, he turned into a whole asshole when that comment came in there, girl. He straight turned into an asshole.
She was dry also. Sandpaper pussy. No good. That's why I have no wood.
Asshole, you an asshole. You an asshole. That's what I know about you.
I know. Only if you bring it out of you. Yeah, what your shit is. They talking about, TLC told me, don't go chasing waterfalls. Nigga, I'm chasing it. I need that waterfall. Fuck what you talking about, TLC. Y'all not making sense right now. You want me to go to the desert, nigga? Fuck you. Nigga, I'm chasing the waterfall.
Not fuck you. You stupid.
Fuck you talking about?
Oh man, I can't even.
I'm sorry.
I can't even. Okay, let me try to catch up. I try to catch up on the comments, you know, but I can't. Every time I try to catch up, I get the laughing and stuff. So let me see.
Oh, I having a fake nut with a woman is the most. It's the weirdest shit as a man because naturally you want a nut. You know what I mean? And I did.
Actually, that happened to me in my worst sexual experience. Just
She
because
said he broke that girl's heart.
the
Like
worst
what?
ramifications. Like this is what I'm doing right now with this. This is terrible. She said he fake nutted. No, that's for. Let's end it. Wow. Did you nut? Yup. You hear me go, wow.
That was great. That
Niggas fake nut too.
Wait a minute. Coco gonna say I tried to help her out because I liked her. And he was
Coco, did you smell like did it smell fishy when we trying to help her out? Did you almost order a 2-piece fish and grits?
I should have told you not to say that in front of this nigga. I should have told you this nigga's holding no bars, okay? I just told you that. So wait a minute. He was like, she's been celibate for 2 years and has no walls.
How you gotta say like baby girl? Like showers ain't for everybody.
It is not about showers.
Sometimes
Literally,
you gotta
ladies,
sit
all you gotta
down.
do is get some vinegar. Apple cider vinegar, it'll snapback. That's what it's called, snapback, okay?
Snap
Good
back.
Lord. I had a guy friend say the same thing. Say what? Aquarius Big West. So my best friend was mad about how much money he spent also. He said she was so loose, he had to hit it from the sides to feel the wall. Oh no! Oh my God! I'm gonna go take a vinegar bath tonight.
No need for that.
I'm just saying, like, these stories are so horrifying. It's like, oh my God, like, you never know. Like, do you know? Do you really know?
Can I give you my take real quick?
How do you know when your walls are like hitting to the side? Like, how do you know when you gotta be hit to the side because your walls are thin? Are thin? You know, like, how do you know when your walls are not thick enough? What is going on?
When she said that he was upset because he spent all kind of money, that's like a nigga that's invested. You think you got a blue chip stock? Like, nigga, I'm about to be
This
rich. You
nigga
get
here.
ass shit, you get
This
ready for
nigga
this shit.
here.
Yeah, you feeling
He
all
over there
good.
shimmying and shit,
You
y'all.
all
Y'all haven't
right.
seen this, but he over there shimmying right
And
now.
you put in and like, I didn't know we was going to Grand Canyon today. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, she's like, you gonna put it in?
This nigga's
Be
done.
like, I'm balls deep. Can I be the moderator? I thought I was moderator.
Make me the moderator every time Balls Deep asks me, make me moderator. Nigga, you know you ain't about to be the moderator with your name Balls Deep. Stop playing with me. Like, oh no.
So,
Let me go back.
Collective, is Gino really an asshole or is Gino telling the truth?
Asshole.
A lot of assholes are really truth tellers.
That's true. Collective, he wants to know, is he really an asshole or is he just telling the truth?
I was like, that nigga was funny at first, but you know, that nigga talking about Grand Canyons and sandpaper pussy, like.
Did she spit on it?
I'm gonna tell you, we are done.
Coco dumb as hell.
No,
She said,
but
did she spit on it? Like,
no, that's like the
he's like,
popular-
nah, she ain't spit on it.
That's the popular thing now. If you gotta spit on my penis, or you want me to spit on your vagina to make this shit happen, we are at a loss. Man.
We are already at a
It is-
deficit,
it's
okay?
not-
There's a deficit currently occurring right now.
I'm not a poker player, but I know when to throw my hand in.
Oh, damn, not throw the hand in. He's throwing the whole towel in. It's done. Guys, we've already come to a
I just
defeat.
drank a big
We're
ass
defeated.
bottle of Fiji. I ate your pussy.
We are defeated.
Now I got cotton mouth. We're not. I can't spit on shit.
She said maybe she has a big dildo she uses. I told her to buy her some probiotics. Girl, you fooling. Coco fooling in the cup. She said I'm gonna get her some probiotics, okay? Maybe she just needed a little bit of dildo. Maybe them dildos too big, and we just got to, we just got to give her a little lubrication. You got to put some spit on there. That's what happened.
Don't get mad. You might have to look at your bestie and be like, well, I would have said, well, what's loose to some niggas might be tight to other niggas. maybe it's not a her problem.
Maybe it's a you problem. But that's real shit though. Like, I ain't gonna even lie. I'm gonna leave that conversation alone right there. I'm gonna leave it right alone. Okay, I'm gonna leave it right alone. Okay, because I ain't even equipped to have that conversation with y'all. Oh no, he was mad about how much money he spent. Oh no.
Oh, that's why I said blue chip investment. And this thing is like the NASDAQ. It's a black.
I can't spit on my devices no more. They're gonna go out. So let me just.
Shut up.
He had to hit it from the sidewalls. Oh no! You know that's an interesting one though too.
No, what's interesting is Coco. Hold on. What's interesting is Coco knows that her bestie is like 10 inches. How the fuck do you know that, Coco?
Okay, 10 inches doesn't mean width though. Like girth and 10 inches. Length.
Not pencil piece.
And width are different here, you know.
Her cervix fucked up, but he didn't feel nothing else. Then why am I in pain?
We're talking about girth here, ladies, okay? We're talking about girth now, okay? All right. Let me try to catch up. I'm trying to catch up to y'all comments. He's telling the truth.
Right,
Coco said he's telling the truth, goddammit. Don't come up in here and talk about you lying.
I'm making it know.
Oh, shit.
She's like, maybe it's your friend.
I can't help her. He's pissed. Oh, damn.
I mean...
Coco said he's telling the truth. Okay? Y'all so funny. Y'all are too funny. Right. That's the thing, though. But I do know that there is definitely... Okay, so we can talk about size for a second. And this is not necessarily particularly aimed at anybody at all. This is not to make men feel any kind of way. But there are long dicks that are tiny this way. And there are thick dicks that are not, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna talk about the length of them because I think they have different lengths, but there are thick dicks and there are thin dicks. And let's just talk about that. Because the length of a dick for me, it's not as important as the width of a dick, okay? The width is important. Walls.
Okay. So
okay? Wall to wall.
Breaking news.
From the window to the walls.
So to
the sweat drop down my balls. All these female girls. Ski, motherfuckers. Ski.
There was a witness in a Diddy trial. And she was like, I was abused and I was scared. And he pulled out his penis and it was no bigger or wider than a big Tootsie Roll. And I was like, I'm not as scared. I was like,
you lying. Wait a minute. You're lying.
I said, Tootsie Roll?
No. Look it up right now on this damn internet. Look it up right now. You are not going to sit there and tell me that's the truth. And I'm going to believe it without you.
No, Google Diddy.
No, you Google it. I just told you Google it right here. I'm going to give you a nice little fresh.
Hold on.
Let me give you a fresh.
You ain't touching your computer, man.
Why not? My computer's clean. Yeah, look. Of course, Big Boy says, show us.
You want to see everybody penis Coco?
God damn. No, seriously, I feel the same way. You got to show me, goddammit. Pull that up on the internet. We need to see it. Because that's crazy. Oh, no. Coco says he had the girth and the length. Oh, damn. And she still didn't have the walls? Wait, what? Girl, Girl, that's when you got to get that apple cider vinegar. You got to get them old school methods if you ain't gonna, you know what I mean? You can't just pull up to a nigga dick without the walls now. If he got both, he got the girth and the length, and you showed up with no walls, girl, apple cider vinegar. Itty bitty ditty.
Pull it up.
These news reporters are unfucking defeated. I'm telling you right now. These news reporters, fucking look at
They
this.
were the internet before the internet.
Itty bitty ditty. Do you see this shit? Woman accuses Sean Diddy Combs of rape. Compares his penis to a Tootsie Roll.
No, fuck this shit. I'll let it back. Let's go. Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
Why they got a Tootsie Roll next to this nigga face?
Tootsie Roll. Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
Listen now. Oh, goddamn. This is just terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible. This is so terrible. I can't even admit it. How many ways this is terrible is amazing. This is crazy. Here, I'm going to have you say, you got to read this out loud because I can't do it. I can't even do it.
I just told you.
I'm sorry. I just can't do that. Like, that's just crazy.
I don't even want to know what Diddy's.
Like, they got a Tootsie Roll next to the nigga face. Like, come on.
A woman accused music mogul Sean Diddy Combs of raping her more than 2 decades ago, describing his penis as resembling a Tootsie Roll. A disturbing new lawsuit filed in Manhattan, according to the report by TMZ.
That's gotta be the most embarrassing shit ever. Like, nigga, you accused of rape with a Tootsie Roll? Like, this is crazy.
Jane Doe claims she first met Diddy in May 2001, socialized with him a few times without incident. But things allegedly took a turn in July 2001 during their 4th encounter. According to documents obtained by TMZ, she said Diddy took her back to her Manhattan apartment after the night out and let her inside his bedroom. Once inside, he allegedly locked the door, pushed her onto the bed, and said, "You gotta put Tootsie Roll on."
Oh no! Wait! Go back a couple sentences. Go back.
According to court documents obtained by TMZ.
Wait! You gotta slow down. You gotta slow down. I can't get my life together real quick.
According to court documents obtained by TMZ, she said Diddy took her back to his Manhattan apartment tonight and said, "Hey." Once inside, he allegedly locked the door and pushed her onto the bed, placed his hand around her neck and said, "Hey."
You gotta keep reading.
That nigga said, "It might be small, but it's delicious, bitch." Eat this chocolate from Brother Love.
You gotta keep reading. You gotta read the whole thing.
Once inside, he allegedly locked the door and pushed her onto the bed and placed her hand around her neck, and while saying, "I'm gonna suck the life out of you." I can't continue reading. I'm sorry.
That was tragic to listen to. That was tragic, honestly. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like that was tragedy.
He said the 4th encounter. He was saying it.
To be on a whole trial, a whole sexual trial. Like, you're a nigga, you in trial. Your whole trial is all about sexual acts and shit like that. And for somebody to say that you tried to rape them with a Tootsie Roll of a dick.
And she said she felt comfortable. She saw it was like, at least it won't be painful.
Right.
That's bad when you
it won't be so bad. I thought it was going to be terrible. That is terrible. That is terrible. That is very terrible.
Shit, don't humiliate him. Nigga, I'm not God. I'm not giving him this Tootsie Roll. It's not me.
You know, I hadn't tuned in to any of these Diddy trials and shit like that. I ain't interested. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm more interested in, 607 Unk and, other sorts of bullshit, going on.
Don't make it act like that shit better.
Well, at least that nigga saying some shit that's, might have some thought that makes you think, you know what I mean? He's saying some shit that make you think about it. Like, okay, maybe I need to think about that. Is that real? Is that true? This shit going on with Diddy is crazy. That doesn't even make no sense. Like, you sit there, you done did all this shit. Now you got all these people who were right there with you doing the shit that you was doing. Now they act like you was the only one there.
I've been around for a long time.
That's the fucked up part. They act like you was the only one there.
I saw Diddy from his inception. I'm like,
yeah.
He don't seem right.
He just wasn't right. Like he never had the vibe. He never had the vibe.
Take that.
Like, it was never right. It never make sense. Like, why nigga, why you feel like you need to be in every fucking video? First off, let's start there. Okay? But also, why all your artists never drop?
Only artist he had that was dope. No, he had 2 artists.
Some of the artists he had was dope. No, they just never dropped.
No, Biggie did for a short time, and Mace did. And Mace was dope as fuck.
Yeah, but he even had Danity Kane. Danity Kane was nice. He had one of the girls from Danity Kane. He let her do like one of the girls from Danity Kane went solo. She was nice too.
Maybe that's where the sexual deviation started.
No, his sexual deviation started at the beginning. This nigga came in under like Clive Davis. Like he came into his career under Clive Davis. So understand that he was throwing Diddy parties back in the day. Like he was throwing Diddy parties from the beginning.
The thing is, he didn't come under Clive Davis. He came in under a nigga that was under Clive. Andrew Harrell.
Okay.
He was under Clive Davis, and he was under him.
Okay.
They said they was boyfriends.
Oh.
So he got turned out early. Clive Davis did that shit
what I'm saying though, that is what I'm saying. Like either still, but he had more access. He had access to Clive Davis at some point.
Oh yeah.
And then his parties were popular since at least 2000, 2001.
Way before that.
Right. Probably before then, right? Way before that. But I'm saying like he was popular for those parties.
He was like Mary J. Blige. I was in high school when Mary J. Blige came out. And Jodeci, so he was making that. He was part of the whole New Jack Swing shit. So this nigga been on some bullshit. What's the next topic, y'all?
Woo, child, this conversation of the night have been crazy. So ladies, listen, okay? So from here on out, we are all going to make sure that we take our weekly vinegar bath or vinegar pussy wash, okay? Just to make sure that we are never labeled loose pussy, because god damn. And you know the thing about it is, okay, I get it from a pencil dick nigga. But you know, from a nigga who got width and girth, like god damn, like that ain't gonna happen. Like, you know, we got to figure this out. Like we got to be better about our lives. You know, I feel, you know, you ever feel like secondhand embarrassment or thirdhand embarrassment? Like you just feel like I got to get my shit together just because somebody else didn't have their shit together. That's how I feel right now.
Sandpaper pussy.
I do Kegels. Kegels I've been doing for years.
Sandpaper pussy to stank is like.
Sometimes I do Kegels while in the act. You know. So let me see. Pain is pleasure sometimes. Hold on. Let me go back. So Chris was saying, how tall is he? I was like, maybe it's you, friend. Yeah. So I had to prove it. It was, oh no, he was talking best about a black woman. Oh no. He was like, oh, it's this black women are loose. No, don't do it. Oh no. Oh no. That didn't happen, did it really? So, you know, like Coco, how you know his size? I was like, prove it to my friend. Show me. And my friend was like, so I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening here. I don't want to. So your friend whipped it out on you and showed you what was going on.
Yes.
Is that what happened? Anything that has billions attached to it is delicious. I wonder why he's good. Surgeon, wait, what? Pain is pleasure sometimes. No. I love Danity Kane in day 26. Okay, I am not going to say that I read all those comments thoroughly. I didn't. Okay, I'm going to be clear with y'all. I didn't. What I gathered, though, is that we seem to have a problem. Your best friend decided, okay, that it was black women. Okay, that's the reason why he had this issue. Okay, he waited 6 whole months, spent all his money, and then black women came and ruined it because they had sandpaper pussy and because it was loose. And I'm confused. Oh, they have a penis surgery. Diddy could have gotten. That's the thing. Diddy is, you got too much money to not have. You ain't got no excuses. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got no excuses, brother. You could have had the penis inaugurate. What do you call it? Augmentation. You could have had a penis augmentation a long time ago. We have no excuses for you, man. Okay. She already didn't like black men, and he ruined it, and she ruined it. Oh no! Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that anyway. Like, it's fine. It's fine. If you didn't like black women, then you good. You can go on where you was supposed to be at. Go on over there.
Is he a black man?
Yeah. Is he a black man, Coco? That's my thing. It's like, you know what I mean? You a black man, but you have this like inherent hatred for black women. Go on where you supposed to be. Like, nobody got time for you.
What is the relationship with your mother? Like, why? I mean, it might come from somewhere.
He was giving her a chance. No, he wasn't.
I would never fuck with a white woman. That's because
he already didn't like black women. She ruined it. He was giving her a chance. No, he wasn't. He already didn't like black women, and he was just trying to like save face. That's what he was doing, trying to save face. That's what. But personally, for me, that's why I say, like, I don't date dudes. I'm not interested in any dude that just doesn't, that just have that in their heart. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's no biggie. If you like women, wonderful. Go do that. I don't have an issue with that. But it's when you try to like, it's like when you try to characterize black women in a certain way, that's what I have a problem with, you know? But I prefer, like, I really love, so first off, this is the thing that I really love about sisterhood. Because you know what I've been noticing? I've been noticing a lot of white women be like, hold on, you don't like black women? What's the reason why? And they checking their ass too. I like that because it shows them you're not about to come over here and just act like you're not about to come over here and just treat us crazy because you know some bullshit about your own people. You know what I mean? That's a self-hatred going on. I prefer that they call it out because they need to see this. You need to see your own health, your own personal self-hatred. You need to see that. That's what this is going on here. It's not that this y'all, you just black women. You know what I mean? No, you have self-hatred. That's what's going on there. So anyway, that's a whole different conversation. Moving forward. Good point. I never thought about it that way. I don't know. He was giving her a chance. Nah, he wasn't giving her a damn chance. But that's crazy though. Like, really? First off, ladies, apple cider vinegar or vinegar can help you get that snack back, okay? If you feel like you're about to be connected with somebody, like sexually, whatever, just, you know what I mean? Just, you can take a bath with it, you know what I mean? Put it in a little bath, like, you know, jump in the bath, just soak in there. You can even, if you want to douche with, I don't prefer to douche like, I don't prefer to do the douche method, but personally, but you can rinse, you can do like an apple cider vinegar rinse or something like that. And that's the snapback. That's what you call the snapback, okay? It'll snap you back. Trust your girl, okay? Listen. All right? So try that, right? Like, and you know, I do get it though. Sometimes you're just on an off day. Like some days, like, oh shit, I forgot to do all the shit I was supposed to do, right? It's all the shit you would normally do. It's just I didn't do it today. You know, I get it. That happens sometimes. So don't worry about those times, you know. So, okay. Next topic. Gino's. Yeah. Get your snapback. Get your snapback lotion, which is apple cider vinegar or vinegar. Give yourself a wash or take a bath and with the vinegar in it. Sitting in there. Let it do what it's due. Drink, eat collagen, use collagen, make smoothies with collagen, you know, that'll be good for the skin elasticity. I don't know, I kind of feel a little bit like your friend though. He just needed something to complain about, and maybe it was real, like maybe everything he complained about was absolutely 100% true, right? That's why I was saying, hey, get that apple cider vinegar, baby. But also, maybe I'm just a little biased. I might be a little bit biased. I'm not gonna lie. I might be a little tiny bit biased about that. Wearing heels. Tell me about that, Coco, because that's not something that I ever picked up. Let me see, because Shaylee was sending me a text message. She said, hold on. Shaylee was like, She was like, no, you must be this and that. Because she was like, listen, sex is a physical act and has literally nothing to do with emotional healing in most cases. Excuse me. People that tie sex to only emotions are fucked up beyond return, in my opinion. And let me tell you something. When Shaylee wrote this, when she said fucked up, she said it like that. Like fucked up. Like she said it like that. Like real hardcore. I just want y'all to know that real quick. You know. I just feel like, you know, sometimes people are looking for a reason to just not, you know? And in my opinion, you should have just not to begin with. Like, that's just it. You should have just not. You should have went the other direction that you was going to go in to begin with and left it there. OMG, these are so gorgeous. Faith in me. Okay, let's see. Excuse me. So, be right back. My dude writing me, and I'm on here and talking to you. He getting mad. Oh, it's no biggie, no biggie, no biggie. Okay, Gino. So we done? I just feel like we've discussed. First of all, we started with what? What did we start with? We started with, which I don't even know if we ever came to a conclusion. Did we ever come to a conclusion on a valid percentage? Did we all agree on an average percentage of the importance of sex in a relationship?
We all can, collective can't agree on that because it's going to depend on how long you've been with somebody. 10 years, there's a lot of factors in that. But I would tell you this from my personal experience is that the longer you're with somebody, less that's important, especially if they satisfy. Now, if you're with somebody that never satisfies you in the first place and you're moving with love, then your percentage will be different. So I can't really, it's on individual.
And why is it based upon satisfaction?
I couldn't see myself ever being with anybody long term. It's like, I've never, well, I can't say that.
All right, y'all. Clear question.
I can say right now,
if this person provided you a space where you guys could be secure, financially secure together. This person provided a space where you guys can be emotionally secure together. This person provided a space where you guys kind of enjoyed each other at least enough, but the sex was trash. What is the verdict on this?
Personally, I feel personally attacked. Is that what the fuck happened in our marriage?
What?
I feel personally attacked.
Why did you feel personally attacked by that?
Because I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
That has nothing to do with us.
You say somebody when somebody long term and sex was trash.
That has nothing to do with us.
I know, but I'm just like, what the fuck is
First off, sex was never our issue. It was other shit. What now? I'm confused. Like, why would you even think that?
No, it was more of a joke. Just saying.
It wasn't no joke. Leave. It can't be fixable. Okay, fine.
I can't. Yeah.
9 Aquarius big was.
Where we came at, I was like, I can't even. If you don't even enjoy the person that you with, like sexually, like how's it really help you? Like, well, what if this person gives you a person?
That's what I'm saying. Like some people, they're like, okay, let's imagine you're homeless, you're on the streets, you have nowhere to go, and you find someone who provides you a safe home, but their sex is trash. What is the solution?
I just feel bad for that person.
Okay, so think about it. Think about it. I have somewhere to go. I'm staying with my parents, but I'm ready to move out. Computer just did some weird shit. Great. Okay, so Coco says leave. It's not fixable. I don't know. I feel like, okay, so here's the thing. I agree. Sex is important enough that if it's not satisfactory in a relationship, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna work. I agree with that. Because the thing about it is, you gotta think about the long term. You not just think about what's right now. You gotta think about the long term in a relationship. So long term, if you dealing with somebody that you're not satisfied sexually, that's gonna get frustrating as hell when shit gets tough. That's gonna be frustrating as fuck. It's gonna be so frustrating to you, like, fuck you. It may be easy to walk away from that long term. Short term, you might be able to, you might be able to make it. You might be able to make it short term. Long term, I don't see it. Personally, I don't see it. I don't feel it. I'm not agreeing with it. I don't. Okay. So I agree with y'all on that. But I do wonder, because y'all seem to be very strong and hardcore on y'all opinions and y'all feelings about this. But what about, there's a lot of, they call them hobosexuals. That's what they call them. Men who are like homeless.
After your description of what you just said, it's not just men. You didn't say a person that's homeless. You said, well, it don't satisfy you, but they provide.
Well, what I was thinking about was men. I was thinking about men, but it's fine. I understand. That's what I was thinking about. I mean, it does have to be both ways. I gotta be fair, I guess. But what I was thinking about mostly was men.
You say homo sapien, like a man and shit. It's Arab. Obviously, women do that too. So
do they?
You just sat there and laid out like the sex is trash for these years. They provide support in the household and emotional support. When the sex is trash, you don't even love them. Then what the fuck is you there for? Because you
I didn't say anything about. I didn't say you don't love them.
Oh, you said
I didn't say that.
Well, I don't think that I've ever.
I didn't say that part.
Maybe I just need to sit out this conversation. I've never been in love with a person. I ain't never really been in love besides you anyway, but you can imagine being in love with somebody whose sex is trash.
Okay, so Gino says, nah, sex is trash. It's not gonna work. It's a no for me, dog. All right. Listen, guys, I really, really, really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight, us having this conversation. I think it's important. Listen, here's what I really feel. Look, you guys have come in with your percentages of what you think the percentage of sex is important in a relationship. I happen to believe personally that sex is a very integral part of a relationship. It's not the most important part, absolutely not. So when some people were saying like 75% or 100%, it made me question, like, because that makes it very important. That makes it like 100% important. That makes it more important than anything else to me.
Let's see if I'm real quick. I need to change this song.
So that makes it more important when you. When you say 100% or even 75%, to me, that makes it more important, right? Because there's many other things that's important in a relationship. We're talking about communication. We're talking about compatibility. We're talking about, relatability, which is compatibility. The same thing, just twist it up. But we can also talk about, communication. What else is there in a relationship? What are you looking for?
I'm trying. Where do you find search at?
Oh, look. Here, you got to do this.
Okay.
And then, hold up. Wait. You gotta pull that down. And there you go. Oh, wait. You trying to search my library or you trying to search just random songs?
Yeah, y'all do this in your library.
Okay, so then you gotta go here and you gotta go here. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
So,
intimacy. There you go, Ivory. Intimacy is so important. And intimacy does not mean just sex, right? Intimacy could be just the times that you two totally have just like spending close time together. Time like really sharing maybe touches. Intimacy could be touch.
Can we pause real quick? So, if I'm with somebody and the sex is trash, sandpaper, pussy, this is the next thing I say. I'm looking in the eyes as long as Israel play out. Look at me. Look me in my eyes right now. Hold on, no.
Let me get my ideas. We're gonna lie together. With your arm on the wall like that? Like,
hold on. She said you abandoned me. I would say your pussy sandpaper.
ah, you would not. Seriously? What about somebody that really loved you? Like, they really loved you, but just...
I already know how it's gonna turn out. Ain't no vacancies, baby. I'm like, hey, I like you. You a good ass person. Like, I mean, I don't know what you did in your youth, but your pussy's kind of wore out. Love don't live here. If I gotta hit you from the side, cheeks, and I got 10 inches of girth, you abandoned me, baby. Love don't. I spent money on you. You made me wait 6 months. I could never be with
Oh,
nobody.
you just play the whole damn thing now. Goddamn it, you done start the whole scene scenario. Goddamn got your arm on the goddamn wall and shit.
Look at this disappointed. You brought F's to the house again, son. What the fuck is we doing with this child?
What is we doing? Well, shit. This is interesting. Y'all know this video gonna get copyrighted. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do because honestly, I just feel like it's wrong that YouTube has the ability to allow me to play music in my videos, but they just pick and choose when they want to, you know what I mean? And then they copyright me and then it's like a warning and all this other shit. So I'm okay with playing the music because I think I'm gonna find a new solution. We'll have to find a new solution, you know? Okay, let's see. So, Ivory, you told me that you wrote your book yesterday. Please share with me where can I buy your book? You called it. I know the palace was in there. There was something else in there. What was else in there? It was really good title. First off, the title of that motherfucking book, really good. That was really good. I don't remember it, but it was good.
I've actually been around people and I knew that. So we was like, well, we really like that person and mostly all this. And I remember girls who wanted to get married. I'm like, that's never gonna happen.
With certain people?
Yeah.
Why?
You know, if you know, like I can never imagine. I've been in bad spots before I came to Florida, and I was like, yeah, that whole married thing. I don't think that's gonna be. Nah, that's a big no for me. I'm talking about homeless as hell. I don't understand that logic. Where like, well, what if you like really love that person? Well, of course there wasn't love there too, so maybe that's the
well, I mean, I think that shows the gap and the flaws between what men think and what women think, which is unnecessary because women have a gap between what they think versus what men think. So it's important that you're saying this because maybe we as women, we're not thinking like men think. And so if we get more on the level of what men think, we'll be a little bit more prepared and ready for what occurs in life with men.
Well, you can't really give a large blanket like that because
why not?
You might feel that about every woman, and then you meet one woman and be like, nah, that's her. Like, she on some bullshit sometimes, but that's her. You might kind of try to justify logic in your head, like, I don't really see wifey material, but you also know that's that person. You know what I mean? So the whole sexist garbage and you staying with them, it kind of sounds like you in a bad spot. That's really the definition of homo. We say homo. What's it called?
They call it hobosexual. The guys who need a place to stay and they just
I couldn't even lie.
settle.
Like, women, that's just me.
They just get with whoever
I heard I'm
is
an
ready to
asshole.
move them
I've
in.
told that all my life, but I don't lie about no shit like that. Like
About what?
Like if I'm staying with somebody, like I think we should probably. I see marriage as the next step, and I'm like, what direction are you headed in?
I don't think any homosexual just says readily, like, yeah, we're gonna get married. Does any homosexual actually use marriage as like the reason to stay? Yeah. I feel like they go in, they choose a girl who lets them move in, they move in. But I don't ever think that marriage is like the next step with a homosexual.
What was the girl saying that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think marriage is ever the next step.
So you don't think the guy was like, well, what do you think about it? I mean,
no. I think that he might say, I'll think about it. But it's always a thinking about it. It's never a thing that we're doing and then what's happening.
It was strong though. Like, I don't know where you were stepping. That's not my direction.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because
Like
I feel like I just feel like I would hope at least that they're at least a little tiny honest and be like, yeah, we don't need to talk about that right now.
You said that there's a woman that is not satisfied and sexually, but stays with him for love. But it's not really love. It's the fact that she don't have no place to stay. She feels supported and protected.
That's more than men nowadays. That's more men than women.
It could be, but that's
not to absolve women of having that ability. But that's not what I was saying. That's not what I was referring to, honestly.
Okay.
It's really not. I was just over encompassing the whole idea of it, like not really specifically focusing on women at all. I wasn't, because mostly men are doing that right now.
For me, it's like you can be a dirty motherfucker, but then stay with a motherfucker under the guise of that it's love and you're satisfied and you're like, this nigga don't do nothing for me, but you stay there because you're homeless. Like, that's even worse than just being an asshole or a scumbag. That's just my personal opinion. Like, why are you lying?
About what?
Not you personally. I'm just saying in this situation, you said there's women who will stay.
No. I never said women. I just said people. And really, in my mind, I'm thinking of niggas as are homosexuals right now that are staying with women.
No, it was before the homosexuals.
Because
right before we got to
this is before that. But in my mind, what I'm thinking is the majority of people out there right now that are just like in situations, is like perpetually in situations that they are not satisfied with, are men in situations with women that they're not satisfied with. I was never thinking a woman in a situation with a man. Not that they can't be the case. I'm not saying that they can't, but I was thinking of it in the other way, because what I recognize is that right now we're in a climate where men are perpetually in situations with women that they're not satisfied with.
I almost promised that every time, well, not every time, let's say a good 85%, it's a younger man with an older woman.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, he rough moment, somebody really digging on him. He likes how that feels. But then he has a place to stay. He's relaxed, he's comfortable. Could play the PlayStation, use her car while she at work and shit. And then she started talking about the next level type shit. He like, hold on, like, the right thing would be like, nah, that's not what it is.
I just feel like more older women are more cognizant than that.
I'm just talking from my experiences.
Your experience. Tell us your experience.
16 years old, homeless. First time I was homeless.
You were 16?
Yeah. You know the story. So where the fucking liquor store be? So I showed you.
So you were 16 with grown women? Grown women were fucking with you at 16?
She was a hairdresser, had her own shop. Yeah.
How old was she?
32. We talked about this before.
32 and you were 16? And she knew?
Yeah, she acted like it wasn't. She acted like it was a problem for a while. She got drunk, went to the club on her birthday, came to pick me up, and I had a place to stay that night.
That's terrible. Okay. All right.
So you say older women would be more?
No, I'm not absolving anything. I don't know. Like, you're telling me a whole little extra scenario here. Yeah, I mean, I know that we talked about this, but like, it's more the context of how we're having this conversation more than anything.
I think what's going
You know?
the one that held my insurance check. You don't remember telling that story about she gave me her truck and
The same person?
yeah, and I was like,
No, I remember the conversation of this person. I guess maybe I didn't compute 16 and 32. That's a large age gap.
Because you was talking about
That's a large age
how
gap.
women take advantage of, and I was like, nah, because there's a girl named Joy. She was a hairdresser, and I was 16 and homeless.
That's 60 years age gap.
Matter of fact, that lotion, the Aqua, I was like, I don't like that lotion. He was like, what do you mean you don't like that? I was like, I mean, I just don't like the smell of that lotion. It reminds me of something. It's all the same person.
Mm. So, like, I guess the questions next are, where is it voluntary that you were involved with her sexually?
She had a nice ass place. She had a truck on, like.
That's not what I asked. I asked, was the sex voluntary?
On my part or on her part?
On your part.
Yeah.
So if the sex was voluntary, then what are we talking about? Nothing. It sounds like nothing to me.
We was talking about homosexuals, and I was talking about from my experience. And even that, where I was homeless, had no place to stay. She had a nice car, nice place, cooking, all type of shit. She was like, so what's the next step? We're going to be getting married? I'm like, that's not it. That's not where I'm at. And I'm at the worst spot, so I don't understand. We was talking about it earlier, and I was like, sex is trash, but the love thing is what is probably different from any scenario I'm talking about. There was ever no love and no shit like that. But you said love in a safe environment, like everything else was on point, but it wasn't love, and I was like, nah, you fuck how bad my situation is. I might be an asshole, but I'm not a dickhead. Disagree with that?
I'm just like, where is the disagreement here that we was having? Because like, ultimately you agreed to have sex with this person. It wasn't non-consensual sex.
Yeah.
It was consensual sex, right?
Most definitely.
It was consensual relations, right?
Yeah, I was a lot bigger, and it was consensual.
So the sexual relations and the involvement was all consensual.
Mm-hmm.
So you were with her knowing that it would never go further than what it was. Correct?
Yeah.
So then it proves my point that when I was saying originally that there could be people living with each other with just knowing that they didn't really love anybody. So you proved my point that it's not, I wasn't talking about females at all. I was talking about niggas.
Okay.
So you proved my point right there. So why would you even question me about, is this what women's doing? No, it's what niggas is doing.
So women.
You was doing that in your heyday. How old are you right now?
No. I'm 48.
You're 48. So how many years ago was that?
32 years ago.
32 years ago. So 32 years ago, you was doing that. So then why would you question that men of today are doing that? Like, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not questioning that. What I'm questioning is that the scenario you brought up was, and it sounded like a woman that if you feel secure, sex ain't good, that you're going to just act like everything is good.
Is that your experience?
No, that's
not your experience. Your experience is that men do that, not women. So why would you even consider that I was thinking this is from a woman's perspective, women doing this, when it's men from your perspective, in reality,
from my perspective,
men are the ones that do that.
No, as a man, I was like, no, we're not gonna. I didn't lie, so I could stay with her and be comfortable.
No, it wasn't a lie. It was never a lie. You stayed with her as long as it was convenient for you. And when she started talking about marriage, that's a whole different story. We was never talking about marriage when we talked about this conversation. It was never about marriage. It was just about relationship.
But I promise you, it was under like I said, maybe I misunderstood. I thought it was about women. And I was like, well, I've been through the same shit, and I would never sit here and fake with somebody just to be comfortable.
No, but my thing I think I'm trying to point out is that you got a little aggravated because you seem to have thought or assumed that I was talking about women being the ones in the position to take advantage of men in that way. When in fact, 32 years ago, you did that yourself with a woman.
Okay.
I feel like the conversation that was just had really goes closely related to that conversation about men who don't have money talking about women being gold diggers. You know what I mean? It's like men are looking for women, looking out for women who may possibly potentially do some of the things that they themselves have already done to people.
Something got lost in translation. So.
Yeah, something got lost in the translation.
So when it was originally brought up, you acted like it was nothing wrong for a person.
I didn't act like anything. I presented a scenario.
Okay.
And that's it.
And I said even when I was in that position, I didn't lie and just because things was comfortable.
And look, it's not even about that. It's about the fact that you try to assume. You assumed that I was talking about things happening in the opposite. So it made you think that maybe I could be doing that to you. When in fact, 32 years ago, you did that to someone else.
All right.
Do you think that life doesn't come back upon you?
Oh, that's why the trail came on.
I think that might be what's
crazy.
going on with men. Men think that life doesn't supposed to come back on their ass.
Well, I think that
because that didn't happen. But I want to be clear. That's not what I'm talking about. That never happened. But that's what you assumed until I broke it down to you. That's never what I was thinking to begin with. What I was thinking about, what I know of, what I'm familiar with right now, is that men are the ones that are overwhelmingly taking advantage of women and moving in with women.
But your first line tonight was what?
I don't know.
About gold diggers.
It wasn't about gold diggers. It was about making sure that women are not taken advantage of by men.
Your title said gold diggers.
No, it didn't. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications every time I upload new videos.
Most definitely don't see it right now, so.
Because it wasn't never that.
Fair enough. My bad. So we're gonna
what? We're not gonna nothing.
We're gonna say everything that's going on in my life was reflective of when I was 16-year-old.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You said maybe what I'm going through is because of how I acted when I was 16 years old.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that...
You did say that, though.
I mentioned something similar to that. Not quite exactly.
My whole point was that I would never, even when I was on some bullshit, I would never lead nobody on. Especially when I know they sex is whack and it's horrible and all that. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's what my whole story was about. Like, even at my worst, I still didn't do that. Like, the scenario we're bringing up, that's a trash-ass person. Now, you taking it, I don't know why you even get mad about what I'm saying.
So you think one notch down is a less trash person?
No.
Is that what you're saying? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying.
I'm sorry, that's what you hear? Like, I don't know.
Interestingly enough, when I originally brought the scenario, you thought that I was saying women who live with men who they're not in love with, or as a matter of fact, who they're not sexually satisfied by. Even though you weren't sexually satisfied by, but you were in love with or cared about, that was a problem for you.
Yeah.
Only to find out later that that's not what I was thinking about. I was thinking about niggas, because I know that right now, It's a rampant amount of niggas who are in a relationship or in a home with a woman who is the provider of that home, and they are living with these women comfortably, knowing damn well they have no intention to move further with that woman.
And all I'm trying to tell
you but before you knew that that was what I was thinking about, you were offended.
I was.
You were offended. And then when we actually started talking about it and I expressed what I was talking about, now the story flips and you were that nigga. So you had the nerve to be offended by some shit that you actually did? That's crazy.
I'm sitting here saying that, even in the scenario you're saying is that, no, yeah, I was that nigga, but I would never sit there. That's fine. That's cool. That's straight, man.
Look. I think this is a very good lesson in making sure that we are not biased against specific ways and specific things, right? Like even sometimes I sit here and I'll be like, oh, you know, I was talking 30 minutes ago. We was talking about somebody's best friend who usually dates white women, but had a chance with a black woman, I feel like this conversation is a clear reason why we should be less bias focused or mindset focused on specific dynamics, like specifically, right? Because just as quickly as I offered that scenario, it quickly changed when the subject of the scenario changed. You see how that happens? When the subject of the scenario changes, now my opinion of the scenario changes. You see that? The importance of this is this. I feel like for me, it's more of a thing of how I feel about situations and scenarios all together, right? But everybody's not like that, and I have to see that. I have to understand that. It's okay, right? Like everybody doesn't think like that, and also life circumstances, scenarios in life, places where people might be in life may not allow for them to be like that. I get it. Just be careful about who you judging, though. You know what I mean? Just be careful about how you judging based upon those things. Because oftentimes you might actually realize that you fell right in the goddamn same scenario that you're judging. And how much better were you? Okay? I'm a little frustrated right now because I feel like I ain't gonna discuss why. I do feel that I would just say that my personal lessons and my personal journey have been very much that I try to be very careful about like how I perceive and how I judge people and things like that. The reason for that is because I've always noticed that when I found myself judging something or someone, I found myself down the line, maybe years down the line, but I found myself very much in the same position or very similar positions as that person. And I believe the reason for that is this. We're not absolved from experiencing various different things in life. We do have the ability at all times to give grace. At all times, we can give compassion and grace to others. That is a personal choice, though. If we are able to give more grace and more compassion in life, I believe that with giving grace and compassion in life, that we can actually find ourselves in better positions.
It's two separate scenarios. You acting like I'm judging somebody. I was 16. She was not married. I was not married. from a different motherfucker who's 28 and he's messing with a woman that's married. It's a totally different thing. But
No,
how
it's
you
not.
spending,
You're 40, what, right now?
I'm 48.
You're 48, but if you was just judging the situation before you knew.
From a motherfucker that was 28 years, he was 12 years older than me.
Who is he?
And he messed with a married woman. Like,
what are we talking about? Wait a minute. I don't know. Wait a minute. You just changed this whole scenario. I don't know what you're talking about. So apparently this is deeper than we thought. Confusion. Straight confusion is just happening right now. However, what I want to say is this. When we are able to show compassion to others, we are more blessed than when we judge them. Especially when you yourself were in the same fucking position at some point in your life. To judge another motherfucker is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I know there's a lot of you out there who may know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody who might have went through the exact same situation and scenario of me while they're acting like they don't know what that's like. The fuck is you doing? You've been here. What do you mean? How are you pretending like when you were my age or younger or older? Doesn't matter. You experienced some of the very same things. What are you talking about? Moving forward. Andrea, how's it going, honey? Delaquasia, what's good, girl? Yeah, I'm sorry I went off into a little thing here, but you know, that kind of got me a little bit. That kind of got me stirring up. That kind of got me thinking, like, what the fuck is we talking about here? And as we continue to uncover, oh, thank you, love. Thank you, love. Appreciate you so much. Anyway, I know we are. Honestly, I don't have the words to express or explain what the fuck just went down with you guys. I really don't have the words. But what I do have is a word of encouragement. Continue on through the process in your journey of life, expansion, growth, spirituality, whatever it is that you are endeavoring to, continue on through. Okay? And I think, once again, you know, I had a conversation earlier today. I was talking about whether or not how women should proceed. And I feel like my point is only being proven more, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like my point is only being even more proven that as a woman involved with a man, do what you do for you. Very solid, very clear. No additional additives, none of that. As a woman involved with and in relation to a man, do what you do for you. As long as you give me my portion, I bet they make you treat me with caution. Yeah. Cause these niggas will do what they do for them. Okay. Ultimately, that I feel, even though that was not my intention, I do feel that this conversation in the last uncovering of details has only proven that point. Okay. It has only proven that point. As long as you give me my portion, and let it make you treat me with caution. Let go of it. Oh shit. It's so much to think about. It's just amazing. Honestly, I can't even sit here, like my brain is like, as a woman involved with any man, do what you do for you. My last and final advice. Do what you do for you. If it's washing this nigga's drawers, making his bed, making his breakfast, lunch, and dinner, do what you do for you. Do it because it makes you happy. Do it because you enjoy it. Do it because it brings you fulfillment. Don't do it because this nigga. Do it because of you. Okay? That's it. That's all I got. I feel like we have discovered a lot of things that wasn't even supposed to be discovered. I wasn't even supposed to come out in these conversations. These conversations weren't even supposed to be brought out. But the reality is a reality. And sometimes you have to see things as they are and for what they are for you, right? Maybe you see things different in this conversation than I see it. But I see it as I need to see it right now today. That's the beauty about your spiritual journey and your spiritual elevation. Is that it's based upon where you are right now, what you need right now, what you have to discern right now. It's not based upon what everybody else think and what they thought and what they should have said and what they should have did. And a lot of times people are telling us, dictating to us what it should have been and what it should have thought and what they thought and what they felt and what happened with them in that moment and blah, blah, blah. But reality is, how did you feel? What did you think? What happened for you? How did it feel for you in that moment? That's what we talking about right now. What I just uncovered was a bias, a straight bias, a strict bias, a male-dominated bias. A proven bias. And this is by somebody who sat here and said, waiting for sex after tenure, right? Like after being in love with somebody, loving somebody, caring about somebody for a certain amount of time, there's tenure, you know what I mean? I can wait, it's no big deal, sex is not that important, right? So what you need to know is that if this person here can say that, these niggas who ain't been in that position, they don't give a fuck. You need to know that. Maybe not so much, right? Like maybe there's a varying amount of fucks given in between there. But you need to know that. It is what it is. I'm not bothered. Life is life. I'm here for it. I'm here to enjoy this bitch. I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out of this life. What y'all thought? You thought I was upset? I'm not. Like I said, I get what I get. Every time I'm moving in life, I'm gonna get from here on out anyway. Because there was a point in time where I was living my life to make everybody happy and do all these things for everybody, I want everybody to be satisfied. Man, I will tell you this. At this point in life, it's definitely a lot of reciprocity going on. And it's definitely me making moves and endeavoring to do things that are in alignment with myself and my inner focus. Alignment. I won't say that I'm not shocked. I'm very shocked by tonight's conversation. I am. But I guess I can't say I'm too shocked. Right? You kind of know things. You do. And that story was something that I knew. It just came out in a different way tonight. That's another thing. There may be things that you've been told that you talked about. You know what I mean? It comes out in a different way every time. Every time it comes out in a different way, and you resonate with it differently. Because every time you may be in a different mood, a different vibe, a different conversation, you know what I mean, a different context. And in a different context, a conversation has a whole different feeling. And that's what I discovered tonight. Yeah. Anyway, I want to say that I appreciate you guys so much for your input, for tuning into this conversation, for joining us tonight, for making this conversation everything that it could have been, because you guys really added in some amazing topics. You guys added in some amazing comments, some additives that were just beautiful, absolutely wonderful. So I appreciate you guys so much for that. I'm going to continue on with my music. I think the music is going to vibe. I'm going to vibe with the music for now. But I do want to say, don't forget to like my channel. So subscribe to my channel first off. Like the video. Hit the bell button so you can get notifications every time I upload new videos. And of course, last not least, repeatedly, smash the like button, okay? Share this video. Share it. Your mamas, your aunties, and uncles might want to see this. This is a great conversation for us to all talk about. Because let me tell you something. You think that your auntie might not need to hear this conversation tonight? I think you're wrong. Because we just talk about 32-year-old women who were taking care of 16-year-old boys. Okay? Your auntie might need to hear this video tonight. So share this goddamn video with your auntie. So she can know what these young niggas is thinking. Right? I know. I might be a shit starter. A little bit of a shit starter. Just a kind of bit, tiny bit. This much. Like this much. In between my nail, that's it. That's as much. A tiny bit of a shit starter. But that's only when shit has already been started. And I feel like we need to take this further, right? So anyway, like I said, don't forget to like my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell. Subscribe to my... Like the button. Okay, I'm done. Just do all the stuff you're supposed to be doing. And I will see you guys on the next one. I enjoyed this conversation. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Have a good night.